Hello, everyone.
Итак, пошли
My name
мультики.
is Kuro. This is Mr. Mew, who you should probably know, and this is the
О,
Words with
тут у
You
нас
final
даже
remix.
раннер с плюшевой
This
игрушкой,
is
которая
the definitive
отыгрывается на
version
ГДК.
of the classic released on the DS. Fortunately, I'm not here alone, and I'm not referring to Mr. Mew. If you watched the Astral Chain run, you've already been introduced, but Arete, if you will.
Hi, I'm. You can pronounce my name however you want. I don't really care. I'm Merete. I run the original DS version of this game as well as the.
У нас на
release
комментаторе
version
ранее
and I'm
оригинальной игры на ДСке.
as the resident Boldness with You expert, you could say.
Yep. So this game is very iconic, one of which is known mostly for its music. We actually had a bid war for the soundtrack between the original and remix versions. I believe one got trounced, but Shout, do you have a final confirmation just to ensure which soundtrack won?
Итак, мы сейчас будем определять, какой саундтрек у нас выиграл в войне ставок. Точнее, донатов.
Alright, bringing that up here right now. We've got, by a considerable margin, the original soundtrack has taken.
И с большим перевесом побеждает оригинальный
Very nice. So we will
саундтрек.
be listening to the original soundtrack.
И это прекрасная новость. Я не знаю, насколько хороший ремиксованный. Если кто играл, можете написать в чате. Но в этой игре просто офигительнейшая музыка, поэтому мы будем флексить 3 часа к ряду.
There's one exception to that, but we'll get to that when it comes. So before we start the run, I actually need to start the first trick before time even starts.
Итак,
I
у
need to
нас
set the clock.
трюки начинаются даже до начала игры, и нам нужно поставить часики.
I've got like a 2-minute window for this to work. So yeah, in 52 minutes, I'm already thinking ahead, and I need to be at a certain point when the clock hits midnight. So after I do this, I'll have to reconnect my Joy-Con, and then I'll do a 3, 2, 1, go countdown to start time. So let's get into it. All right.
Еще переключать джойконы.
And I'll do a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Итак, поехали.
There are a total of 3 versions of this game. The original 12 was released on the Nintendo DS. Then that was ported to mobile in the form of Solo Remix, and that mobile port was ported to the Switch. This game, Final Remix.
Итак, у нас тут 3 версии игры. Оригинальная, то, что на мобилках, и то, что из мобилок, по сути, на свитче. И это вот типа как Final Remix, так сказать, особая версия, такая доработанная.
However, you may notice a problem when it comes to bringing it to mobile. Phones only have one screen. So what they had to do is take the dual screen combat and truncate it down to 1. So it was just the touchscreen part with some added flair.
И тут еще ранее говорит, что в мобильной версии есть такая проблема, что в оригинальной версии как бы участвовало 2 экрана, и как-то они, вот разрабы, скрестили все это геймплейно в один экран. На самом деле я не представляю, как они это особо делали, потому что в игре на самом деле управление весьма непростое. Но вот, например, на свитче ранее будет использовать всего лишь один джойкон и использовать его как пульт от Nintendo Wii.
Coming up soon, he will later learn that he is in something called the Reaper's Game, which is a week-long event of survival.
Тут вообще сюжет такой, не знаю, насколько его можно назвать иссякаемым, но, грубо говоря, у нашего главного героя, Неко, появляется способность читать чужие мысли, и потом он оказывается ввязанным так называемой игре жнецов, происходящей что-то наподобие параллельного мира, где там должны потом будут в течение ограниченного времени главный герой выполнять задания.
Right now, Neku has none of those, so he can't fight. So the game teaches us to run away from combat. Hopefully we won't
Ну,
be seeing much of
типа
this,
да, то есть...
But yeah, this game is very forgiving. You can pretty much run from any fight, so very nice. So yeah, we
Тут
also have
побег
multiple
весьма простой,
dash,
просто вот кнопочку нажимаете и
which will be
все.
very nice. Anyway, here's the intro. I'm just gonna let it play for a bit.
А по стилистике, в принципе, игра вся такая молодежная, крутецкая, тут способности это значки, короче, с различными рисуночками, музыка под флекс, броня это шмотки различные, модные.
So we're not just watching all the cutscenes because I like them. Unfortunately, we cannot skip cutscenes in this run.
В этой игре
That is a
нельзя
feature
скипать
only
катсцены,
unlocked if you
поэтому
beat the game
мы
once,
насладимся полностью
and then
сюжетом.
go into post-game. I also can't skip dialogue, so I will have to
Также в
master
этой игре
dialogue
диалоги не
myself.
скипаются.
So again,
Так
I'm
вот,
playing with a single Joy-Con,
по
so I have
поводу
to
нового
match
The One is With You под названием
and we'll
Neo,
make sure I'm showing this off.
приписка
So
на
just
вот,
to show
если
off,
быть
how I do
точным.
my mashing,
Почему я
I
вообще не
wrap my
начал играть?
bottom
Потому
hand
что
like
я не
this,
допрошел на самом деле
one
оригинальную
thumb
игру
on the B button, and
по
another on the
причине
A
того,
button.
что я банально
And I press both
потерял
buttons with so
книз
much force that
сейвы,
it'll
когда я уже
ricochet
был
back
близок к
into the other
прохождению.
finger. So I just repeat that
Я
motion.
что-то
So if you see
помню
me
на своей
violently
DS, у меня
shake,
есть
whenever
флешкарик,
there's text on
я как
screen,
на компе перенес
that is
сейвы,
why.
чтобы закачать еще игры, по-моему, перед тем, как я в
It is very
больницу
physically
попал.
intensive to do this.
А по возвращению
That's
я,
why we have a turbo
по-моему,
category.
даже когда я
We
перенес
will talk
сейвы,
more about that, but
игра
this
их
is
уже
not
не
a turbo
распознавала.
category. This is, without
И,
turbo.
короче,
So I need to do
несколько
the mashing.
часов игры у меня буквально в трубу пошли, там,
Anyways,
что-то
so as we can see,
что-то в районе
we're gonna
десятка часов,
start to get into
наверное.
noise fights, and we will be introduced to our first partner and our first pin. Rete, you want to take over?
Итак, у нас тут по сюжету начинаются появлять монстры, появляться начинают. И у нас вот еще первый напарник.
No longer maidenless. She is gonna be our first partner in the game. She gives us one pin that we can use called pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis is one of
Вот
the
управление весьма интересное и одновременно непростое.
special properties.
Как вы видите, вот у нас тут есть значки. Первое у нас
Two fights that you're gonna have to go through are, again,
это вот
these
значок,
basic
это
props.
пирокинез.
First one is just
И
normal.
у каждого значка есть свое условие для его активации. На оригинальной DS мы на нижнем экране проводили различные движения,
Kill them in a single
как
kill.
взмахи различные, нажатия по экрану,
You can just
рисовали круголя различные, чтобы вызвать определенные пины. Вот, например, вот ранее с пирокинезом просто вертит своим джойконом влево-вправо, чтобы вызвать как раз-таки огонь.
Pins have a lot of very specific properties, and there's a lot of them. We're going to be focusing on just a small set of them, as you would expect from a speedrun. And for now, we don't have the choice to not use psychokinesis, or pyrokinesis rather.
Yeah, so the mission for today was to make it to the 104 building, which is right here. However, we were being ambushed by noise, so we finally get access to Shiki. So this is in single player mode. You'll see on the top right, I have a new pin. That is Shiki. So in the DS version, she would be controlled on the top screen and have like all of her own properties and stuff.
Вот здесь начинаются различия в версии на свече и DS. Здесь партнер — это отдельный пин, то есть значок. Но на DS партнер — это сражается в верхней части DS, то есть на верхнем экране. А управлять мы должны ею с помощью крестовины на приставке. То есть мы должны одновременно следить за двумя экранами. Нижним мы управляем главным героем и активируем пины движениями. А крестовины, смотря на верхний экран, мы управляем партнером. Причем, что самое обидное, если партнера вырубают на протяжении битвы, то нам засчитывают поражение. И в казуальном прохождении на боссах это весьма геморно, честно говоря. А здесь все гораздо проще. И вот как бы первая миссия по сюжету — это просто найти здание 104 в районе Шибуи.
but it's something that we'll be using also on the run.
Ну и там засада, короче.
So that was the end of day one. So again, this is a week-long event, so that means we'll only see 7 days during the speed run, right?
Yep, just a week.
Yeah. So anyways, there is more than just pyrokinesis.
И,
That
собственно,
one
на
thing.
вот этой
So,
битве
Neku
заканчивается
can change
первый
his
день
spins,
сюжета.
so yeah,
И
there's
вроде
four
бы
different
в спидране
spins,
всего
and Neku
будет
can equip them
неделя.
for battle. We'll be introduced
Но
to the rest
спидран
of the
так
starter
намекает,
pins
что неделя
today.
все не ограничится.
So as we're talking about, every pin has a different action. In the game, this is called a psych. So pyrokinesis, the psych was pyrokinesis. The starter pins don't have very unique names, or very creative rather. So we'll be introduced to a bunch of other ones. And so pyrokinesis was activated by dragging the screen. So imagine your finger is where the cursor is, and you, drag. We will be introduced to other kinds. We'll be introduced first to tap pins.
Но здесь объясняются про механики значков, что я вот упоминал несколько ранее.
Yep, no problem. So first off, we have tap, as Kuro mentioned. These are force rounds and lightning bolt. Lightning bolt, if you tap an enemy, it builds this
Вот мы получаем значок молнии, который активируется просто по нажатию по экрану.
The lightning one, don't get used to it. We only see it here. It's really not great for combat. Then we go into the drag combat, if I'm not mistaken.
Psychokinesis, yeah.
You have pyrokinesis again here, but you also get introduced to psychokinesis, which is a whole kind of work.
Вот здесь у нас значок телекинеза, мы просто перетаскиваем различные вещи на карте и кидаемся их в противников.
Psychokinesis is the pin for that. You throw them at enemies. And finally, shockwave, which is slashing. Probably the trickiest one in this version in particular. But it's a basic sword pin that is used as a combo tool. And it's pretty good. Probably the highest DPS of the initial pins.
Вот этот пин — это, по сути, просто взмах физической атакой. Говорят, что здесь этот пин хорош, потому что дает нам хороший ДПС.
Shockwave is gonna be very good. Force rounds is gonna be very good, and they are gonna be the main pins that we use after we get out of this and get the ability to actually equip pins.
Yeah, another factor with pins is their boot times. So if you notice in the psychokinesis fight, we had psychokinesis instantly, but pyrokinesis still needed to boot up. So that's another factor that pins have. Sometimes they're able to be used instantly at the start of battle. Otherwise, they'll need to charge up. And whenever you use all uses of a pin, it will then go into reboot, which will then start its own timer.
Тут еще объясняют, что некоторые значки можно использовать сразу же с начала битвы, а некоторым нужно дать подзарядиться перед тем, как мы можем их использовать.
It should be noted, the Reaper's game takes place on a different plane of existence. It's called the Underground or UG.
Также нам по сюжету и квестам надо будет сканировать мысли людей, но эта способность не распространяется на других игроков в плане сюжетных, которые участвуют в игре жнецов, и на самих жнецов, собственно. Вот эти вот чуваки в красных худи — это что-то по типу судей, которые следят за выполнением условий игры и не пропускают нас на некоторые территории, пока мы не сделаем некоторые условия. Вот тут спидранер прям будет использовать прям крутую страту. Несмотря на то, что игрой можно управлять с одного джойкона, но раннер будет использовать обоих персонажей на разных джойконах. То есть Неку он играет, допустим, вот красным джойконом, а Шики, то есть девочкой, он будет играть синим джойконом. То есть, по сути, он будет думать за двоих.
DPS that she gets, especially in Mr. Mew Lariat, which is the spinny move that you're gonna see, and it's the one that is not available at the start, is just able to shred every single enemy in this week one.
Вообще тут прикольная система, что на свече можно двумя джойконами, по сути, играть вдвоем. Один вот за Неку и другой за Шики.
Tool that we use in combat for the entirety of the run, quote unquote. And of course, the choice of pins that I said is still standing. Shockwave and Force Rounds are the best possible tools that we have right now, mainly because they are able to just keep enemies in hit stun, combo them until they die. Psychokinesis is the third.
Вообще, если вы любите необычные JRPG-шки, и вы по какой-то причине пропустили данную игру, то я настоятельно рекомендую вам попробовать. Крайне ламповая игра.
Yeah, so unlike Neku, Shiki cannot change the pins that she uses. So she's pretty much stuck with what she has. So while Neku, throughout the game, he will get more powerful pins and he can equip those. Shiki's stuck with what they have. So the developers just made her.
Тут еще есть ограничение, то что Шики не может выбирать значки, а она просто сражается с тем набором, который ей дали разработчики. Некоторые сражения имеют фиксированное положение мобов на поле сражения. Извините за тавтологию, да. Поэтому раннер заранее знает стратегию к некоторым битвам. For Lariat, we really just want to let Lariat do its thing and not have Neku interfere. When we cross combo, that causes the game to lag a bit. So cross combos are situational, sometimes not always the best. So once Lariat loads up, Neku will just kind of stand still and just wait for Lariat to do its thing and finish off the rest of that boss, quote unquote. It's not hard.
You can see how the
Если что, это был босс-файт, да-да, не удивляйтесь.
Yeah. So yeah, this is one player, two controllers. So this is kind of reminiscent of the DS game in the sense where you control both characters at once. But the co-op partner is busted. In the DS game, your partner can also be attacked and shares your health bar. The partner's invincible. So even though they're on the screen and stuff, you don't have to dodge with them because they won't take damage. So yeah, she is just very good. Co-op is extremely busted, and also compared to single player mode, instead of only having Mr. Me punch, like that one pin on the top right, she has 3. So it just boosts her usefulness entirely. So this is not your standard RPG. So there's levels, you get EXP, you level up, but that's not how you get stronger. So your attack and defense won't change just from leveling up. You need to either equip threads, which is like the same thing as like armor and like other RPGs. Threads are clothing, so we'll have to go to clothing shops to get those, and eating food. So once we're out of this, we will.
В этой игре необычная механика прокачки, в отличие от стандартных JRPG. Я вот тут как упоминал, что здесь модные шмотки выполняют роль брони, но мы не можем как бы прокачивать просто так уровень, чтобы достигнуть определенных условий, чтобы надевать эту броню. Левелапом мы только улучшаем сами значки. А для того, чтобы одеть какие-нибудь шмотки, нам надо кушать. Ходить в кафешки, кушать различную еду. И у нас поэтому повышаются статы, и потом из-за того, что много кушаем, мы можем надевать модные шмотки.
So Shiki starts with a lot of bravery. She starts with 110.
Но как бы я считаю, что это довольно реалистичная игра, да, нашего времени, скажем так, актуалочка, скажем так, да. Как хоть и игра вышла на самом деле где-то в 2007 году, но как бы игра учит нас тому, что как бы есть что хочешь, одевайся во что хочешь, да, как бы все будет в порядке.
Boost to your stats because, you know, once you take them off, they're gone. Food is forever, pretty much. So to eat food, however, is a bit complicated.
Я примерно так же
So each
делаю.
character has
И
24 bites. That's
ну или это можно сказать, что это наоборот не актуалочка, вообще оскорбляю всех, это потому что игра про тех, кто много ест и не толстеет.
Here we're buying our first item, the ribbon bonnet. That is a headwear for Shiki. She gets 5 attack from it. We're not going to equip it just yet, but we'll equip it soon. So yeah, anyways, with food, you need to have enough stomach capacity to eat the food. And then you don't get the stat bonus just yet. You then need to digest the food. So every battle you do will digest 1 bite worth.
И тут еще есть такая система, что мы не можем накопить кучу еды и съесть ее за раз. У нас есть что-то наподобие насыщения. То есть мы съедаем определенное количество еды, и мы такие, не, мы объелись, короче, и надо, так сказать, пробежать небольшое расстояние, чтобы отлеглось.
So yeah, he gives us the fusion pin. We're not going to use the fusion pin because it takes too long. Right, if you want to talk about like the difference of the fusion pin in this game than before.
It's very specific. So in the
Но
original,
внимательные зрители, кто может прослушать звуки сквозь мой голос, может заметить, что тут на самом деле вот эти вот собака-оборотни, это на самом деле эти Hell Knight и Бароны Ада с дому, потому что они также орут.
Depends on the sync percentage that we have on the upper right that deals with cross combos. And the other very important main difference and why it's so slow to use them is that you get a whole minigame to
О, тут как раз по сюжету нам дают
your fusion attacks
купить
by doing
раменчику.
in this case card matching. There's one pair of cards.
Ну вообще, когда по Акбату гуляю, я так же делаю, в принципе. Так что в какой-то степени эта игра может считаться симулятором.
Doing the minigame is just as slow. So in general, if you can finish any fight without having to do a fusion attack and going to the minigame, which also has an extra animation at the end, then you just don't want to use it. It will be used in very specific places for very specific strats. Never as a combat finisher.
Yeah, the whole fusion attack in this game takes like 30 seconds. It's bad. So anyways, I just equipped Psychokinesis, so cars deal the most damage in terms of the Psychokinesis being good. So yeah, cars is what we like to see. We're guaranteed to have a car for that fight, so that's why we slot.
Здесь телекинез весьма хорошая штука, потому что машина наносит очень много урона.
The same touchscreen command you have to as a shockwave. They both involve slashing. So as you noticed, I put Psychokinesis in a sub-slot. So as you can see, some pins are translucent. It pretty much gives me 2 pin decks that I can switch between, just so they don't overlap. So right now, I can switch between. Anyways, this is a pig fight. These will be very important. So these are fixed encounters. So this pig will always be here. And they have fixed drops. We'll talk more about drops tomorrow. A bit too much going on right now.
Здесь у нас файты с хрюшками, и в спидране это весьма важная вещь, потому что это фиксированные энкаунтеры, и у них фиксированный дроп. Также здесь есть несколько наборов значков, которые мы можем с собой носить и меняться между ними в сражении.
So in order to progress, there are literal invisible walls that are that we'll have to clear missions for. It was just pretty much the game forcing us to interact with its like mechanics and whatnot, which is really not. I think is a really like well done. But yeah, this one is fighting specific noise symbols. All right, I do want to talk about noise symbols and like the RNG with them.
Oh yeah, every single area can have some different types of noises. So we are never guaranteed to have the ones that we want in particular. In this case, the game was nice enough to give us 2 of those. We call them wolf symbols. They don't have a real official name, but they have wolves usually, so we call them that. And yeah, if you don't get them, you may have to go around the area trying to find them, or maybe reset the area entirely. You are never guaranteed to.
Здесь нас по сюжету просят сразиться с определенным типом энкаунтеров. Здесь это так называемый шум. Вот когда мы сканируем, собственно, территорию, у нас появляются различные значки, красные, зеленые. Вот там зеленый — это файт со свинюшкой в виде свинюшки. Красный — это вот сражение с противниками. И тут есть такие значки в виде волка. У них как бы нет официальных имен, но в таких файтах обычно бывают волки. И часто бывает неудача с РНГ в том, что они просто не появляются, и порой приходится просто перезаходить в локацию, чтобы они появились.
The mental capacity to explain memes. So
I can do it. Yeah. So meme as in a piece of information, not internet meme or whatever. These are keywords that you get in missions in particular that you can then scan someone or talk to them really and imprint that meme, that word into their mind. So they can do something that you want.
Здесь также, ребят, представьте, насколько эта игра опережает свое время. Есть мемы. Я даже помню, есть некоторые задания, чтобы запустить какой-то мем. И мы, короче, сканируем мысли людей и можем, короче, брать эти мысли и распространять их на других людей так, чтобы это стало каким-то мемом. Короче, это задание по форсу мема, скажем так. Не, это не как бы не в спидране мем, а в игре мем. Вот чисто по сюжету мем. Мимис, понимаешь?
Something that's not required but gives us a pin later that's gonna be very important. It's a completely optional thing, but the general cutscene time is gonna make it worth in the long run.
Yeah, so anyways, we were talking when we got the food, but we got ramen, particularly miso ramen for Shiki. That boosts her attack once digested. And we got the tonkatsu for Neku, which boosts bravery. We're buying some more bravery
Мы
food.
из еды покупаем для Шики атаку, чтобы ей урон повышать, а для Неку мы покупаем еду, чтобы повышать его смелость, для того, чтобы носить все более крутые шмотки. Вообще есть такой тут рофл в этой игре, что в этой игре есть женские шмотки. Но как бы в оригинальной игре мы можем одевать только Неку. Вот. А как бы Неку — это у нас хихим. Вот. И для того, чтобы, скажем так, по приколу надеть те шмотки, которые вы вроде бы не для того пронаунса, требуется очень много брейвери, очень много смелости. То есть там каких-то заоблачных цифр, то есть там в районе там 120, по-моему, хотя в середине игры мы даже и там вроде где-то только 60 накапливаем. То есть в теории по приколу можно сыграть такого миленького мальчика. Вот, но чисто с точки зрения прокачки в этом смысла нет, потому что по статам они не отличаются от обычных каких-то ширпотребных шмоток.
So yeah, this was an iconic fight in the DS game where Cheeky will have to turn on the lights from the top screen. So she does that here. We have to do a combo.
Здесь у нас такой каноничный бой из DS-ки, где Шики должна включать свет для сцены, чтобы мы могли сбивать босса.
I let Lariat go to its full extent, and then I cross combo in order to deal a lot of damage and to stall because of how it lags the game. So fortunately that went well. We got the one cycle. Otherwise, the boss would turn off the lights again. However, it turns out the real boss was the small bat, and Beat and Rhyme come to save the day.
Вот тут, короче, по сюжету мы как бы убили босса, но, типа, задание не выполняется, а время у нас остается там буквально 10 секунд до исчерпания времени провала задания. Но оказывается, реально босс была маленькая мышка, которая побеждают, как бы, наши друзья, которые у нас появляются. Вообще, они как бы просто тоже участники игры Жнецов, но мы потом с ними корешимся. И вообще по сюжету Неко такой хика, тупо ахика, который вообще закрытый, сидит в наушниках, никого не хочет слышать, ничего не хочет видеть, но он потихоньку социализируется. Не знаю, вдохновлялись ли создатели данной игры с какими-нибудь имиджбордами по типу двачей. И вообще не знаю, если тут эксперты, есть ли японский аналог двача, где сидят такие же хики и пишут: вот есть одна тян, ей 20 лет, а мне 22, а я бородат. If you want to explain brand bonuses with the brand awareness.
So, for some reason, this game really loves the urban style and Shibuya thing. So every single area in Shibuya has a different ranking of 13 brands, with top 3 having benefits, and then the last one having.
Да, Тян 20 лет, пишите плюсики в чат, пруфов не просим.
D plus B, which is the shop here, usually be the top spot. But then we have some missions that require us to make one specific brand be the top one in an area. And we can
Я не помню, как там звучала гениальная фраза. Тебе уже 20, а ты все еще реверсами балуешься.
So if we keep using the same brand of paints, the same brand of equipment, we get extra bonuses. It doesn't really work out in a real speedrun. We're gonna have a strange mix of different brands, but for particular walls in particular days, we're gonna use.
Да я тоже уже
just to get through
такой уже старичок, песочек сыпется. Но мне реверсы до сих пор нравятся. Порой пересматриваю классические пупы.
I don't know, they're like permanent boosts, but not like food-wise. They're just, once you get the sticker, it applies. So we got alive shirts from Wild Boar. That just gives us more attack. But now we are having to do the next wall mission, which requires us getting certain drops. So I thought a pig here. It is good for the digestion route, first of all, but it also...
Да ладно, из меня... Сыпется песочек тоже, не переживай, брат. Причем настолько сыпется, что мне периодически приходится пол пылесосить. Вообще тут еще есть вещи, которые дают статы помимо еды перманентно, и вроде бы тут еще даже есть значки с деньгами.
want to.
То есть мы
That
открываем
drops
значок, и вот
your
нам
HP, not your
подсыпывают
stats.
деньжат.
So it makes it easier to die, but at the same time, it's gonna give you more drops. And since we need to force this with a 4 drop.
Также тут есть пассивные пины вроде как, которые
Yeah, 30% base drop.
вот сейчас
So with level
уже по
3,
памяти,
you can only get
которые
up to
пассивно нам
90% with this
какие-то
with guarantee.
статы
It's gonna be
дают.
important for other parts. If you don't get the first drop in difficulty, it rolls down to the next difficulty and tries to get that one. It's a pretty complex system again that you can influence.
Yeah,
even
we'll
get-
explain. We'll explain more later when it'll come up. So we got the 1,000 yen pins that we wanted. Coming up is a scene. It's known as Pants Off. Neku will have a button that's coming off of his shorts, and Shiki is a seamstress. So this really irks her. So she makes Neku take off his pants in order to fix it. Again, none of the other people who are walking by can see them, but Neku is very embarrassed by it. So we got another.
Ну как настоящий
pin
хика,
slot. So Neku can have up to,
Неку не желает
4
особо
pins
менять
in
шмотки
his,
на
pin
модняцкие.
deck. And yeah, that's what we want.
Он как
Yeah, so Shiki finished her
величайший
defeat
папич
again.
любит ходить в шмотках десятилетней давности, вот как Адидасы с 3 полосками, кожаная куртка и идти как СФ в пятерочку. Но его заставляют переодеться, чтобы не выглядеть как лох. И он этого очень стесняется.
Here's Rhyme's time to shine. If you really like this character on the right, maybe avert your gaze for a little bit.
Oh, every single time.
Every single time. Yeah. Oh, anyway, a shout out to the World Ends With You animation. They made the scene pretty cool.
For one thing that the anime did better, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, sure.
It does some scenes right. Anyway, so the Reapers have ambushed Beat, and Rhyme pushed Beat out of the way and took the brunt of the blow, so she is erased. So remember, in order to fight the noise, you need pins and a partner, and Beat no longer has a partner. So we try and protect them by taking care of the small noise first. As you saw, Lariat was really good there. All the enemies grouped together.
И здесь вот по
and
сюжету
we were able
жнецы
to,
устраивают засаду и
through them. And now we take out the shark. So,
они его как то ли
Mr.
берут
H,
заложнить, то ли
aka
стирают
Son
вот это вот
Honeycomb, aka Coffee Dad,
мелкого
comes
чела.
to save the day. So Beat should be dead to rights pretty much, but Mr. H saves him, and now we are fighting the Swing Shark. This fight is pretty bad in DS, if I remember, like in terms of the fact that you have to try, but that is not the case in Final Remix. It can go underwater and stuff and be really annoying. But I too am really annoying and can just go super OP with the co-op strats. Shiki
worth
just
mentioning-
obliterates it.
By the way, in the transition from DS to
Вот эта вот битва отличается с игрой DS и Final Remix, но коопная страта с участием двух персонажей весьма упашная.
But here in Final Remix, you can very easily just combo it to death and not worry too much about it. It makes this version easier to speedrun in many ways, including the fast attacks, of course, and co-op mode having this unique edge against the other versions.
Don't you not have the ability to save yet?
Yeah, you can definitely save,
Oh,
but that's
okay.
slow.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah,
game,
it also has auto save. I forgot.
yeah, this game auto saves, which is a good and bad thing. Good because if we ever lose a fight, we can immediately reload back to, it auto saves at literally every action we do. Oop, I moved too fast.
Okay, shout out to Reaper Creeper.
Yeah.
Здесь мы, короче,
You move this, widget
вроде
thing,
как
going
по
to any of
сюжету,
the three choices,
это
either
опять же по
white, black, or red.
мемам,
You are
вроде бы мы
using
должны раскрутить какой-то
the
бренд,
psychokinesis pin. If you move it too
какой-то
fast,
компании,
you
и
get
мы даем
black,
намеки, короче, Манагеру,
but you don't have to
как он может это сделать, такой
so
даем
slow
повод для
that you can go
вдохновения.
pretty fast, so it's not that big of a problem.
Yeah, if you go too fast, the characters in game will be like, "Whoa, I must have bumped the table," and yeah. Hopefully we get 2 grizzly noises here. Nope.
Здесь также игра автоматически сохраняется. Ранее говорит, что это одновременно хорошая и плохая вещь.
Going in and out. This is one of the most obnoxious ones. We need 2 grizzly noise symbols like that. Also, we can chain now. So chain. So at the beginning of each fight, we're
Здесь также можно собирать в кучки значки с шумом, с монстрами. И когда мы это делаем, то несколько битв у нас происходит одновременно, то есть мы просто стакаем монстров в одной битве.
So not only does HP carry over between fights, but also pin usages. So Mr. Mularia typically starts at what is it?
Там по мемам мы раскрутить пин должны. То есть захайповать значок. Вспомнил, почему по сюжету делаем. Опять же, форсим мемы.
Got the 2 grizzly noise there, and we got the CD from the right from AMX. The CD technically is not required, but it lets us clear a optional wall, which gives us access to Molco, which is another big shopping center that has one of the most important brands, Tiger Punks. Tiger Punks just has very high attack threads. So first I need to sell to have the money, and I'm also gonna upgrade my pins.
Разблокируем опциональный квартал с магазином со шмотками, и там есть такой бренд, как Tiger Punks, который дает очень много атаки.
So anyways, here's Tiger Punks. We buy in a certain order for friendship gauge. Pretty much, if you see in the top left, there's a gauge. And sometimes you have to buy in certain orders because you can't like overfill the gauge. It's just depending on how much money you spend, you'll increase the friendship level.
Здесь также есть система лояльности к магазину, что чем больше покупаем, короче, шмоток, чем... Короче, нас начинают узнавать в магазах.
Purple sneaks and spiked choker. So we are going into a 3-chain here. We have to fight 3 fights to progress the story. So,
и чтобы нам продвинуться, нам надо, короче, посражаться. Здесь также есть чарт популярности значков, и те, которые значки менее популярны, они начинают хуже действовать. Вот сейчас, как у Раннера случилось, аж целых 2 значка у него, это прям no name, короче, фигня. Вот, и они наносят только половину урона.
Anyways, after this fight, I will have to feed Neku his first vanilla soft serve because he has the bravery for that. Well, because he finished that, and he'll have the bravery to wear the spiked choker, but not the purple sneaks, which is fine. But anyways, then we'll be going right into another 3-chain. Shiki will also be better because she'll get the sticker gauge extender, so pretty much she gets more usages for all of her moves. And finally, with this massive introduction, we can hear some donations. So shout if you want to go for like 3 or 4, please go ahead.
I've got you covered.
Но время донатиков.
Start off with Teddy again, sending in $5. Attention all Yoctograms. I'm here to start a $5 donation train. Crunch. Add your donation to the heap.
Запустили $5 донатный поезд.
Let's go, Kuro. I'm so excited.
Как бы
so
присоединяйте
excited
их
to see my
чучух,
boy
чучух.
Kuro up on the GDQ stage. I've gotten the privilege of getting to know him in the past year, and I'm so proud to see him at AGDQ 2023. He puts his all and has immense passion for what he does, and you're going to love this run he has. All the love in the world to you, Kuro. You deserve it.
Thank you, Oz.
Прилетел донат
I've
с
also got a
большой
$50
поддержкой
donation from
раннера.
Lauren M. Crown.
Говорит, что вот
The
ты
World
офигенный
M series is a
чел.
more important game to me than I can express, and I'm so excited to finally see it in a GDQ.
Офигенно, что вот эта игра на этом марафоне, и раннер вообще молодца, четко.
I can't wait to spend 3 minutes clapping once you become a Shibuya survivor. Here's to hoping you hear your calling and don't get into any twisters. Greetings from Japan.
О, передают привет с Японии.
From the game, and those are really good puns.
Говорит, что вот эта игра очень много что значит для меня.
Yeah, this game has a sequel. You may have heard of Neo, The World Ends With You. And yeah, it is a sequel, a long-awaited sequel at that. The original 12 came out in 2007, and Neo came out 2021.
We waited a long time.
Anyways, we have to play Reaper Creeper here. These I and Mina, left and right respectively, are technically fighting over a boy. I is the only one doing the fighting. Mina, this is Mina. She's cool. But anyway, we have to solve their problems by playing Reaper Creeper. So they're asking questions to kind of get some insight knowledge. That's what I is trying to do. But it doesn't matter what we pick in terms of story progression. Obviously, it changes the dialogue. So white means yes, black means no, and the gate, the red one, means neither. So anyways, we solved their
Вот это вот
the noise, the monsters
доска,
are
как вы могли
attracted to
заметить, это
activity,
как вот эта вот
and,
доска
they're
спиритическая,
latching on to,
короче.
I and Mina here.
И там есть ответы «да», «нет» и типа «не
So
то»
yeah,
и
you
«не
should
то».
note, yellow noise are different. These are called negative noise compared to the
И мы,
red
короче,
noise
так
we've seen before.
общаемся с людьми
The yellow
для
noise,
прогрессии в
they're
истории.
pretty much, they're like story important, like you'll have to fight them. They aren't fixed, like they don't, oh, I killed everything. Sorry, Shiki is just too powerful even for me to keep up with what's going on. She just possesses my arm. Anyways, so that was that, and we will now meet up with the Game Master. So the Reapers have a hierarchy of sorts, and the Game Master is who runs the game for this week. So this is Yodai Higajizawa. He likes food. And
Да, ты в доску прав.
he sends a boss noise at us. Shiki just does her stuff to
Вообще,
it.
у этих
It's
жнецов
the way it
есть некоторая
happens.
иерархия. Самый высший — это гейммастер, который ведет, собственно, эту игру на этой неделе. И вот мы сейчас встретились, и он вот кидает нам босс-файт.
He is gonna roar and then double his attack, basically. So it's pretty annoying if you don't have the stomach potential, but we do have it because Shiki as a co-op partner is just that good.
Yeah, Shiki's really good. So an important thing with this and why we have Lucky Star equipped. So with drop rate, Lucky Star up here, it's not used for combat, but it has this like mother load, which apparently increases drop rate. It is a popular belief that it increases by 4 drop stars, but that is not the case. I can confirm that because I really care about drop rate during rooting this game. And I hope it does something. It might do nothing, but...
Тут еще раннер использует специальный значок, который увеличивает дропы сражений.
So day 6, I'm actually changing things up. So also, Neku gets the revelation, or he learns that he's dead. Everyone in the Reaper's game has died, and the Reaper's game acts as a second chance at life. However, to enter
Вообще, тут
тут
начинается небольшой секай, и Неку посижет, понимает, что он как бы умер. И все те, кто участвует в этой игре, они тоже умерли. И вот у него есть, короче, шанс, чтобы как бы поменять себя, свою жизнь. И вообще подумать над существованием типа того.
So yeah, we don't know what Shiki's is just yet, but right now she's in a bit of a funk. She's not as bubbly and talkative as she was before. It's kind of a role reversal actually from the beginning of the game, where Neku was the one kind of stuck in his own thoughts, not really focused on the game. So it's a role reversal kind of now of where they started.
Вообще получается, что Неку не только Хика, но еще и Думер. Прям настоящий, короче.
She is, yeah, still really good. Also, I don't think we, maybe I forgot to touch on this, but you'll see there's a little, like, thing on top of their heads that has a D on it and an arrow. Damn, who's left? Oh, I hate core hogs.
Yeah, the D thing is one of the...
Вот тут весьма противно спрятался монстр. Ранее его даже не сразу смог найти.
I don't know the exact percentage, but it basically makes enemies have less defense, so you hit harder, so it's good.
Вот такие думеры, это те, кто Doom любят очень.
Today's mission is to advertise these red skull pins, and to do that we need memes, and we'll have to imprint the right meme onto Makoto. Here we have to imprint totally gnarly.
Totally gnarly.
О, вот тут начинается форс мема.
Memes we have today are come get some hot stuff and Unreal Bro. So we'll see Unreal Bro just in a second, but first we have to do a Reaper review wall. Seeing this in English reminds me, so I used to play this game on the Japanese version. Between the languages, there's no known differences, or if there are, it's not super significant. However, I did that because I'm cheap. So between the versions, what is faster in terms of load times is digital compared to physical, like cartridge. So I only had physical cartridge in English, and I was cheap.
Ранее рассказывают о том, что он привык ранить на японской версии. И то, что нет особых отличий между японской и английской версией, но он ранит на английской версии, потому что он ответственно относится к своим финансам и как бы, видимо, английская версия стоит дешевле.
The Japanese community, as you would expect for this game, is pretty big because it's happening in Japan, in Shibuya. Nero is one of the most important runners to this version in particular. Used to hold world record and still has, I think, only final time attack at this point, which is the boss rush.
Стоит упомянуть, что у Неку 2 значка чтения мысли игрока. Вот честно, я не помню уже особо.
Commentating with someone, I think I'm blanking on the name, but they have a doujinshi event for this game in particular, an online one called Shibuya Reboot. Really good one. I attended it, not locally of course, and they have a host of the radio show that they had in that particular event there. So it's kind of a community event as well there. Really lovely.
Yeah, this is actually, so these are optional fights. I do not need to be fighting here. However, I really want rare metal, which is a material pin. So it's a bit different from money. We didn't explain money. We don't get money normally, like, we don't just, like, fight and then...
вначале об этом упоминается в самом конце. Ну и я уже рассказывал в начале рана, что я, к сожалению, не смог пройти эту игру до конца из-за потерянных сейвов. Вот. Вот, и вот те биты, которые сейчас Раннер провел, они были очень опциональными, но Раннер очень хотел редкий значок выбить.
So you can hold more money pins than you can hold money, so it's just a feature, I guess. Anyways, we're buying the biker jacket. So that's why we had to collect rare metal. It also takes durable leather, which will be important later. It's very good. It's plus 10 attack to non-Neku characters, but to Neku specifically, he gets plus 15. He can't wear it right now, but that will come
Вот этот
into play.
кофточку, которую купил
Also,
по квесту,
good news,
она весьма хорошая,
remember at the
что
beginning of the run,
Неку
I set
он
the
дает
time
15
to
атаки,
11:08 p.m. because I
но
wanted to
персонажам
pick
не
up
Неку дают
at the
всего
right
10.
time.
Но
I'm
пока
on
что нельзя
schedule,
эту
so
куртку
if you look
одеть.
at the top right, it should be midnight now. Good. So that means Neku's stomach is completely refilled, and that means actually I'll let Hirete take over here.
Yeah, shout out to
Сейчас только
my
что
boy here.
Неку
He
переварил всю еду,
for the muchas gracias
и это
comments.
время
Love this
покупать
one.
больше еды.
So, Kuro bought both crepes and hot dogs. Crepes are another bravery item that we can use. They are more efficient than eating just a lot of ice cream. So it's the main reason he wants day reset to get the 24 bites back. And then the hot dogs are plus 1 attack. It's the best possible food for the entire run for attack. We could get a Definitivo chili dog, and it used to be part of one of Kuro's route, but didn't quite work out for this one in particular. So it's gonna be a very important piece of food for later. 1 point of attack is not that big of a difference, but using these bites efficiently is more important than not using them.
Yeah. So coming up, well, first of all, there are 2 Shikis. If you saw, hopefully I was mashing fast enough where you couldn't really see that.
А вот тут, короче, начинается сюжетный поворот. Будет понемногу рассказываться, кто же такая Шики. Вот, и я не знаю, ну тут, короче, внимание, спойлеры, да, к этой игре. Тут прям ранее спойлерит некоторые моменты. Вот, и если вам вдруг интересно, закройте ушки и говорите, я не хочу слышать спойлеров. Такая бла-бла-бла-бла-бла. Вот.
As we talked about before, we can influence what brands are number 1. Fine. Should have gone bird. This will be fine. So anyway, the red skull pin is bad. It's intentionally bad. It reduces Neku's movement speed, as you can
Вот,
see.
но,
I'm barely moving anywhere.
короче, через Шики
And that's not good.
раскрываются такие типичные подростковые девичьи проблемы насчет внешки, и на самом деле, вот как Шики выглядит, на самом деле, это внешность ее подруги, которой она дико завидует. Няка тупо взяла внешку той, которой она завидует. А как выглядит она на самом деле, мы, наверное, узнаем в конце игры.
That's to maximize my drop rate, so when we fight a bird, it'll work out well. Just so like it maximizes the drop chance for it to drop rare metal. And also it's important for the digestion route that I made. Just doing this extra fight here it works out really well.
А после финала
So crepes
покажет.
have 8 bites as opposed to the vanilla soft serves 5. Just by the way. So instead of having 6, whoops, please, wolf. So instead of having, so instead of eating 6 vanilla soft serves, we will only eat 3 crepes before we get to our next food. So yeah, that was that fight. I wanted to get more bird noise. That was like the small symbol, but it didn't work out. But anyway, now we have to do a 3-chain up here. There's no birds here, so there's nothing really to talk about. So shout if you got donations. Let's hear 2 or
Так,
3
тут
of
время
them.
донатов пока ранее
Just a quick reminder to
будет
everybody listening, we're still
фармить.
trying to get an incentive met for our next game to get Boomerang X over into the no shields category. We've still got about $7,400 to go on that. So as you're putting in your donations, gamesdonequick.com/donate, make sure you're hitting that incentive button at the bottom of the page and get your donation towards that. For this run, I've got a $50 donation here from Brad Harmar. gotta show some love to The World Ends With You, one of my favorite games, no matter what version you play. It's great to see it on the GDQ main stage.
Прилетел донат в 15
my
бачей.
chat's favorite Twooey question. How's my aim? How's my aim? How's my aim?
И с тем, что вот офигенная игра,
How our aim is later.
и там вот какой-то мемас с вопросом локальный.
From Evo Circuit. I have to donate for The World Ends With You, one of my favorite games ever. Good luck to the runner.
Ну вот, судя по донатам, очень много кому нравится эта игра, вот прям самая любимая.
Boss fight for today. But yeah, we finished off. So in this, so first of all, the dialogue and writing in this game is incredible. So I'm just gonna give a little like Spark Notes thing. So Neku kind of wakes Shiki up from her kind of despair and just her identity crisis, and just kind of like just asks, "Who are you?" and just kind of tells her that Shiki is Shiki, and there's no point in trying to be like someone else. Like there's only things that you can offer, and in a way, and throughout the story, so Neku was without memories, and Shiki was without her identity. So both of them were trying to figure out their identity throughout this week in very different
Ну, тут
ways.
Раник поясняет за сюжет, что самое главное в спидранах, как мы все знаем, тут, собственно, вот говорится о кризисе идентичности Шики. Но, типа, вот кто же она, там на самом деле вот Неку ее спрашивает. И вот, собственно, вы видите в диалоге две Шики. Ну и также у Неку нет памяти, страдает амнезией, и Неку так-то тоже пытается понять, кто он такой. Так что в какой-то степени это игра о нахождении себя. Седьмой день, конец недели, а вы, как вы знаете, по сюжету-то игра, вот эта вот игра Жнецов-то всего неделю длится, рано, вы смотрите какой. Аж почти до конца дошел.
It's a late game pin, but we gained it early in final remix thanks to that purple guy over there. I keep forgetting I don't have money.
Вот через фиолетового чувака на заднем плане вы можете получить эндгейновый значок, и это прикол чисто файного ремикса.
We're going to have to make sure I have everything. Yeah, we're going to be using a lot of fusion.
Да, остальные 2 часа это титры. Но они не скипабельны, поэтому это входит в ран.
Ooh, I forgot to feed Naku.
That's
well, I'm gonna think on that. Arete, can you explain what One Stroke Basketball?
Yeah, so One Stroke Basketball is one of the, let's call it, best tags in the entire game, which is burst rounds. Every single pin has a hidden efficiency percentage, and burst rounds is probably the highest one of the usable ones that we can use. It's a hold pin, which is honestly very hard, but we'll get to that for this version. It shoots a very strong projectile that can one-shot many things if we have the correct setup. And unfortunately, as we said, it's supposed to be endgame, but this encounter added in Final Remix, that is one of the 3 encounters that you need to unlock the special chapter, Final Day, or a New Day, whatever.
It's a new day, yeah.
Yeah, that connects to Neo the World Ends With You. In this case, this encounter has these hawks, core hawks I think are the correct name, these blue ones. In normal, they drop 1 stroke as well.
Здесь это, по-моему, прикол у файного ремикса. Здесь выполняется челлендж, чтобы получить значки. Вот здесь начинается, кстати, фьюжн, о котором Раннер упоминал в начале, но не упоминаю я сейчас, потому что Раннер скажет, что это занимает много времени. Грубо говоря, это совместная атака. Видите, как увеличивает атаку и дроп с сражения. Если мы играем в такую игру «Найди пару», и причем Раннер это делает с 2 игроков,
very slow attack here, so we can build this 100% and get more of that. Is the only reason we have Psychokinesis active, so we can damage them but not too much, and try to get as much drop rate as possible, and try to get this cool pin. The important thing about this pin is that we can get 2, and we can equip 2. There's some very specific limitations, which can
Весьма
be very
сложное действие, на
weird
самом
to
деле. Я
use
сейчас
around
попробовал,
that.
попытался
Having 2 of them
сам
makes the
найти
run
пар-
having one of them is
пары
enough. I think we got one.
под
You
эту
can't really
атаку.
tell, but we saw a blue pin, and that means
Да.
we got the normal drop, and that means we got at least one, but we'll see. Really no
It's
way
gonna
of
make or
telling
break
until
the
later.
entire run, so it's very important that we get at least one.
Вот я говорю, что здесь дроп сейчас такой, что он получит 1 пин гарантированно, и посмотрим, что сейчас ему выпадет.
But I did not. So we're gonna be down a creep. Don't. Oh wait, no. I actually have a lot of extra. This actually might be fine. This is only thanks to the crepe route. It's just a way more efficient thing. Also, I wasn't really paying attention to what I got, so.
Just check it on the menu.
Сейчас посмотрим, что
Yeah.
получили. Ранее не
Hey,
очень
we got
сильно
two.
обратил внимание.
Yay!
О, ранее получил
It's
аж
also
2
possible
эндгеймовые
we've got the
эти
bulk form of, Love
пины.
Me
Ну,
Tethered.
по крайней мере, что
This
ему
thing
вот
in the
надо.
fourth slot right now. But that's fine. We've been training it up in the event that it wasn't. So everything's fine.
Как говорится, повезло.
It's one of the best spins in the game, honestly. I think everyone can agree on that. It goes the entire screen, it can multi-hit and stunlock enemies. And the above version has 2 or 3. I don't remember the actual number, but it's really, really good. And as freeform as this route is for extra pins, as long as you have the 1 or 2 one stroke as well. Usually, most people tend to use this Love Me Tether or Evolution, precisely because it's so easy to slap in any single deck. There's so many options in general. If you ever play this game, you're gonna have a completely different deck from anybody else that played it. It has a lot of customization in that way. But it's a speedrun. We are gonna use the strongest thing, which is not easy to use, by the way. I mentioned that just passingly earlier. Turns out controlling this game is kinda hard. The cursor is very sensitive, and any hold pin takes a lot of willpower to properly use. Kuro is using sensitivity 1, aka the lowest possible one, because at 5, even if you can execute some other things easier, holding your pointer just steady enough so you can fire these beams is really, really, really hard.
Вот комментатор объясняет, что тут управление не очень простое, потому что это требует определенных тренировок, чтобы прям хорошо пользоваться значками. Также здесь тут настройки чувствительности, и на высокой чувствительности некоторые вещи делать легче. Но я также в казуальном прохождении сталкиваюсь с той проблемой, что я когда хочу вызвать один пин, у меня срабатывает другой.
People wrote it off as like it's so hard to control, like literally like no damage will be dealt. But yeah, so I've just kind of Brooke and I being the 2 active runners right now, we've rose to the challenge to try and use this pin, and it's very much worth it, especially later on. So this is Cornix Canor. This is another boss. It's a big bird. We didn't mention before, but birds suck. I don't like birds. These birds. I like birds in general. I just don't like the Decadravens and their brethren and noise.
Короче, в этой игре птички прям очень противные. Не то чтобы ранее не нравились птицы, но именно здесь птицы прям неприятно.
It's barely on screen. It'll go above you to drop things on you. So it's just used a fusion here.
Причем тут птицы настолько противные, что здесь безопасная страта, это просто фьюженом воспользоваться.
Got fast Cornix, I wouldn't have to do a fusion, so that'd save about like 30 seconds, but that's fine. Fast Cornix is really hard to do because you need to quickly set things up. You need to set the card to the bottom right to manipulate Cornix to be in that position, to be low enough and slow down enough. And then you need to have your hand steady enough to hit it, and its hitbox is really weird.
Thankfully,
So-
the devs know that he's gonna be on screen for 5 seconds at most every minute, so they give him very low HP. So you just burst him down like that in case you don't get the quick kill as normal.
Yeah, so this is day 7, the final day of the Reaper's game, because the Reaper's game is 1 week long. Yep. So, I guess we're gonna have to say our goodbyes soon to the GDQ stage. Yep.
2 hours.
Ну, как бы вот, подходит потихоньку конец 7-й день игры Жнецов. Ранее уже заранее прощаются
Alright, sure, yeah, we'll
С
continue
GTK.
with the bit. This is the final boss. Ovis Cantus. He's actually really hard, so I.
А это
I'm sure I
как
will
последний
go on
босс.
Level 1 because I do want some HP, because he can mess you up if you don't.
Этот
respect
босс
his
очень
moves.
сложный.
He has something that'll absorb your pins if you aim at him. Shiki's unaffected because, you know, co-op partner being OP.
Этот босс может поглощать некоторые значки, если на него целиться, но это не относится к Шики, потому что Шики — это всего лишь партнер, не основной персонаж.
Also, it should be noted that the yellow part of boss HP bars account for 75% of their total HP, and the green part is the remaining 25. Okay.
Здесь
We don't want to see the lightning attack,
полоска
with
ХП
this
такая
one.
весьма прикольная, в том, что вот это вот желтое ХП, которое вы видели, это 75% от общего количества здоровья, а зеленое — это оставшиеся 25%.
And so that means Neku can't do anything, so he's just susceptible to attack. But yeah, that was the end of the Reaper's game. Not the end of this game, though, unfortunately. We still have
Конечно же,
ways
ран
to
идет
go
3
if you
часа,
look at
прошел
that
всего лишь 1
estimate.
час. Хоть это конец игры Жнецов, но это
Let's say
далеко не
goodbye to
конец
Shiki,
игры.
and we also have to say goodbye to Mr. Mew. However, you don't have to say goodbye to Mr. Mew. If you donate a minimum of $25,
Из-за того, что по сюжету, по сути, все начинается заново, но за тем исключением, что пропадает Шики, мы и говорим «до свидули» плюшевому коту, но мы не говорим «до свидули» в ГДК этому плюшевому коту, потому что вы можете задонатить 25 бачей и принять участие в розыгрыше плюшевой игрушки кота.
We've got another week to go through. So we got rid of Mr. Mew. We don't have him anymore, so Neku needs to find a partner. And that is
Да, и как бы
Yoshiaki Kiryu or Joshua. He just
для участия в игре Жнецов нужно найти себе партнера. И на этой неделе у нас новый персонаж, это Джошуа.
Do this real quick. I'm trying to keep my hands steady as possible to take out all the crabs. Also, new species of noise this week. It's a bit different from week 1. And yeah, so this is Joshua. We'll miss Shiki. We no longer have her lariat, which is very sad. Joshua's a pretty capable fighter. Not as good as Shiki, in my opinion, but he's still alright.
Раннер оценивает Джошуа в качестве партнера, говорит, что он не такой сильный, как Шики, но он все еще нормальный. Но по управлению он гораздо удобнее, чем Шики.
And give Joshua clothes. So we actually made sure that Shiki did not keep any clothes that we wanted to keep for ourselves later. Okay. This is a bit of a weird digestion route because I forgot. Hopefully it shouldn't be that much of an issue.
Ну, вообще, раннер знает заранее, что Шики пропадет в начале второй недели, то, что вообще вторая неделя случится. Поэтому мы, по сути, забираем все шмотки у Шики, чтобы она не своровала вдруг чего для нашего прохождения, но раннер сделать это забыл. Поэтому Райн надеется, что это не приведет к каким-либо серьезным проблемам.
Wheel telekinesis isn't very good for like won't use it unless Joshua literally can't do anything else. But yeah. Anyways, we're coming up to another fan favorite character, Sho Minamimoto, the math geek. And
Так, ну, тут еще новый персонаж.
Talking about yoctograms as coming from him. Anyway, this is a boss fight, I guess. Yeah, if you want to consider that a boss fight or not is up to you, but yeah, so again, one stroke vast wealth, the pin we have, this is a late game pin. We're not expected to have this much power just yet.
Это еще был босс-файт, но у раннера 2 ингеймовых значка, поэтому у него столько силы. Если у вас просто возник вопрос, откуда у него столько силы, вот как вот поэтому.
Easy, which we did earlier on week 1, day 3. And now we unlocked hard mode, which we'll actually use right now. So if you remember this category name, it's any % normal. So we have to use at least normal difficulty. So we're allowed to go up as we please. We do this because we want specific drops.
С этого момента разблокируется сложный режим, hard mode, и ранее будет его использовать сейчас, несмотря на то, что категория у нас Any Normal, но ранник будет идти по нормальной сложности, но порой он будет переходить в hard mode, чтобы получить специфичный дроп.
I have a $50 donation here from DJav. Really hyped to see Twiwi on GDQ. I've actually started to speedrun this game last year. I still have to beat the 4-hour barrier because Joy-Cons are Joy-Cons. And Kuro's guides have been a great help. Nice strat naming skills too. Good luck on the run. Let's be Zeta fast. I have a $100 donation from Theoretically Moss. Hey Kuro, sad I can't watch the run live, but I couldn't miss donating during my favorite carpal tunnel simulator. After going through my own cancer scare last year, I held together thanks to the speedrunning community, and I'm glad to see runners like you showing off for a good cause. So best of luck with the run. I'm cheering you on.
Прилетают донатики, говорят, что хоть и не могу смотреть это на стриме, но я не могу пропустить возможность задонатить на такую прекрасную игру.
Riley J sends in $25. The World Ends With You is one of my all-time favorite games. I've played every iteration of the game starting on the DS and loved every second of it. So excited to see it on GDQ. Can't wait to see how Kuro destroys the game. Let's keep those donations coming.
Не, это ремейк части на DS, да. То есть это, можно сказать, ремастер. Вот, как вот говорится на языке 2023 года.
Quick update on that. We are closing the gap down to about $7,000 left to hit that incentive. So please make sure you're keeping those donations going towards that.
Они переделали управление, то, что ты как не Wii управляешь. Ну, вообще тут, насколько я вот сам видел, там две схемы управления. Первая — это более-менее классическая, что было на DS-ке, а вторая — это чисто свитчская тема, что вот если вот увидишь сейчас такой прицел, который раньше не было, это вот как ты вот на Wii-шке играешь и управляешь и главным героем, и можешь также управлять партнером. Причем партнер либо он выносит на отдельный пин, либо можно включить специально коопный режим, и как вот сейчас раннер делает. И получается, он играет с двух контроллеров одновременно.
However, playing the game again means that he needs another entry fee, because so his first entry fee was his memories. That's why he couldn't remember anything. So he needs a new entry fee since he's brought into the game again. And your entry fee is whatever's most important to you, and that was Shiki Mizaki. So now Neku is not fighting for only his life, but also Shiki's. So that's the stakes are high for Neku. So anyways, we are using hard mode here, so enemies are,
Тут
they
еще
hit
поясняешь
harder,
сюжет,
and,
что на второй неделе как бы Шики опять
attacks
ничего
to
снова не
kill.
помнит.
Unfortunately, one stroke fastball,
И Шики в
very much
опасности,
trivializes
поэтому
this.
ему надо опять все вспомнить и
And, yeah, we
спасти
want
Шики.
tight. I wasn't paying attention. Was that 7? Yeah, okay. We're actually good to proceed. We need 8 or 7. That was kind of a new thing I've done with the Tektite routing, because there's another factor into this. But we'll just roll with it and see what happens with my digestion, because I'm not entirely sure myself. But coming up, so we're switching off of hard mode because we don't need any more hard mode drops right now, and we're going to encounter taboo noise. Arete, do you want to...
Ну и сейчас заранее, собственно, пофармил на хард моде и возвращается к обычному рауту.
In the original, you would need to have the life pack on one of the two characters, and then you deal more damage to them. In this, of course, one screen, it changed to basically they only take real damage if you are cross comboing them. Thankfully, to balance that, they have very low health. So as long as you do decent enough cross combo, they go down very fast. We'll see more of them later in the week, but for now, this one encounter that we just go through.
So now comes I like Tinpin. I don't know how many other people familiar with 12E like Tinpin, but
Tinpin is really, really cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Beyblade. So you take your pins against your opponents, and you try and knock each other's off the board. You have these things called whammies, which are like special moves that you can do.
Вот тут, короче, начинается такая мини-игра. Вы ставите свой пин против пина противника и пытаетесь столкнуть пин противника со стола. Это что-то по типу Бакугана, если я не ошибаюсь.
With the story, we don't actually have to win any game of Tinpin. The story proceeds exactly the same whether we win or lose.
Но вообще по сюжету вообще совершенно неважно, проиграем мы или победим.
Just a money pin and just throw ourselves off. It's just faster than trying to win.
И здесь такая стратегия, что раннер ставит значок 1 йен и специально проигрывает, потому что это гораздо быстрее, чем попытаться действительно выиграть.
Shout if you want to do 2 or 3 donations, now would be a good time.
I think I can arrange that. I have good slice of pie here. $314 coming in from Mick Delta T. Long-time watcher, first-time donor. Feeling so Zeta slow today because I got sick, but that just means I get to skip work to watch my favorite DS game in Switch form.
Но тут на донатах тоже прогуливают работу, чтобы посмотреть ГТК. Ну, на самом деле, просто чел заболел. Но все равно это хороший повод провести время за таким приятным стримом.
And a $5 donation in from Tiny Tim. Hey all, donating for the awesome Kuro and the World Ends With You run. Good luck on the run. You're doing awesome. Shoutouts to the amazing Mr. Game and Shout on hosting. The host team has been fantastic this week, and I love you all. Also, hi to my fellow members of the Mod Squad. It's an honor to be with you all, keeping chat cute. Cheers. Shout out to the chat mods. Y'all are awesome.
А тут передают привет модераторам в чате. Говорят, что модераторы делают отличную работу. Давайте же тоже передадим привет модераторам в чате, которые не жалеют своих сил и времени, чтобы следить за порядком.
This is where he starts going AWOL, so we actually don't have a mission. So right now Joshua tricks us to go to Cat Street, which is a new area. And but first we have to deal with a wall with
Здесь начинается довольно интересная часть игры, где на самом деле у нас нет особой миссии. И Джошуа такой делает пранк, заставляя нас делать такое, что мы должны пойти в одно место. Но это всего лишь пранк.
We'll see brand bonuses in action here. This is so Sweet Talk Tether is number 1 right now, and we will be using that to just melt enemies. It's better than Love Me Tether. It's pre-evolve form. It's instant boot. It has 3 chains at once, and it inflicts defense break. So it's just overall a fantastic pin.
They're going to another new area, which is going to be essentially the.
Вот также ранее использует пин, который бьет по всему экрану.
Let's call it
Так еще он еще первый в чарте,
as an end of a route.
поэтому там наносит существенный
In
урон.
case you haven't noticed, this takes place in Shibuya, and most of the places in this game are based on real places in Shibuya. Most of them are copyright-free versions, like Tower Records is TOWA instead of Tower, normal. Parko,
Тут комментатор поясняет, что места в этой игре скопированы с реальной Японии, в частности Шибуя, такой вот район в Токио, если не ошибаюсь. И тут многие места, магазины немножко закопирайчены, но все еще можно узнать реальные места.
tourism simulator, if we can call it that. But at least 104 get the name because it's
Так что это, в принципе, одна из тех игр, которую можно изучать географию Японии.
real Shibuya. And Cafe is also
Я вот, например, как-то в СМТ застрял, не знаю, куда идти, я не знал, где там находится Шибуя. Поэтому мне пришлось немножечко прокачаться в знании районов Токио, чтобы понять, куда мне идти.
Wanted to play hooky from the mission. Yeah, we didn't actually. So because we lost in Tin Pin, we were scripted to lose in Tin Pin. We lost the mission technically, but another pair of players won, so we were all safe. So, anyways, Joshua went to Mr. H, who he's friends with. Mr. H upgraded his.
Ой, тут вот как раз на этом моменте я прервал игру, и я потерял сейвы. Вот Джошуа такой сделал пранк, он привел к одному месту, к хозяину кафе, вот, который проводит, так сказать, психологические сессии с нашим главным героем. Говорит, что мир-то прекрасен, и он говорит как раз-таки фразы, которые являются названием этой игры. Говорит такую мотивирующую речь о том, что вот пока ты живой, ты можешь все, как бы. Мир только заканчивается, только если ты заканчиваешься ты. Это вот, собственно, есть смысл этой фразы, по которой эта игра называется.
First off, he really likes to swear like a sailor. So, for the swear jar, every single time you say beat, you hear beat say the D word, I'm gonna be donating $5 myself. We are on pretty good pace for 0.
У нас вот тут бот-файт, и мы тут сражаемся против старого знакомого. Вообще по сюжету он такой начинает бунтовать и сам начинает сражаться против жнецов. Но, по-моему, он к этим потом жнецам присоединяется с целью отомстить за своего дружка.
And then later on in the post game you can fight him normally. But we really don't want to try to beat him. It's not worth it. You may be able to beat the clock at some point, but yeah, you don't want to try. There's another fight like that, but we'll see it much later.
So even if you do beat him within that time period, it will play the boss kill animation, and it will also then result in a results screen, which takes up time. So even if you could beat him within the time frame, it can be slower to beat him than it is just to let him be.
А, душу
Coming
сестры
up is
спасти,
going to be
все.
our first brand
Но,
wall mission, where we need
но
to
опять же,
make,
это,
a certain brand number one in the scramble.
собственно, этот...
We need to make natural puppy number one.
Ну,
Right
сестра
now
это,
it's
по сути,
not.
вот это
We
вот,
actually have, ways
кто
to
с ним
tell.
ходил в первую неделю.
So we're gonna do 2 fights, I think. Okay, I should be. I'm actually fine on digestion.
Простите за мисгендер,
Who
так
kept rooting
сказать.
this game? God,
He made the route.
yeah, who rooted this game? God, incredible.
Since we don't see Natural Puppy either on the top 3 or on the post, we don't really know the position for that. But usually, either 2 or 3 fights is gonna be enough if you just strip yourself of every other brand to force that. So hopefully this works out. Natural Puppy has pretty decent attack pins, especially considering this version and how easy their input is. We have Sweet Talk Theta, as we were seeing earlier, as well as some force rounds equivalents. So yeah, it's pretty easy to fight with Natural Puppy in particular.
Ну, тут
So these are really
Ранник
nice
подбирает пин,
balls
который
to
делает
use.
дождь из машин.
Okay, I killed everyone. Yeah, sometimes noise can hide away off screen, which is annoying, but fortunately I got them all. But yeah, Natural Puppy, we like Natural Puppy. We'll see more Natural Puppy beyond Sweet Talk Tether later. Natural Puppy is mainly known for its ranged pins, so be that entanglement, energy
В игре есть
rounds,
такой
or force rounds like we've seen before.
бренд, как Natural Puppy, и у этого бренда есть значки, которые атакуют на расстоянии.
It's very so first of all, if you see in the top right, there's some pink. That means it's Natural Puppy. There are 13 different backgrounds for the scramble, and that it shows what is the number one brand, which is very convenient.
Pretty much every area has 13 different backgrounds for every single brand that is on top, which is very cool, but also super unnecessary. Just, a lot of the brand things and imitation in Shibuya is really well done in that regard. Like, there's so many small details like that.
Okay, I think I'm all set. Yeah, I think I'm good with food because I might have to do like one extra fight, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Things are looking good, but so again, we have no mission, and so we're just following Joshua's tracker, which brought us to this new ramen place called Shadow Ramen.
Тут нет миссии, по-моему, на этом дне нужно вообще понять, в чем миссия состоит, и единственная подсказка — это телефон Джошуа.
Yeah. So the guy that we held on day 6, called Makoto, nicknamed Mick, apparently he's now a marketing genius thanks to us. So he decides to open this Shadow Ramen place, and we'll see later, but he keeps giving the red cold pin, as it's apparently very popular now in Shibuya and really hard to find, which doesn't really make any sense when he's giving it away constantly. But yeah, Joshua's director thing reacted to that shop in particular, so we have to investigate that. And as a result of a new ramen shop appearing, this guy Ken Doi, and the cook for Ramen Don, is getting no clients and is getting very negative about it. So we have the mission to help him. Unfortunately, Mick has the power of influencers. We met him earlier, but we...
Тут мы, короче, опять должны форсить мемы. Тут как бы находится в районе 2 рамен-ресторана, но один очень популярный, а другой нет. И мы, короче, должны зафорсить рамен-ресторан.
So he's gonna be used as a marketing tool here for the Shadow Ramen things that actually look pretty good with the whole stick in there. And he's the weak link. We're gonna follow him, see that he's getting pressured into doing this. He doesn't really like the ramen, and we're gonna save him to get a very cool meme, which we can use on Kendoi to end the day. It's a pretty long section of a lot of text, so again, carpal tunnel simulator.
Узнали, типа, костюмы. Да это же Кай Киски из Guilty Gear, нифига себе Као Мэо.
Not great. I guess now's a good time to talk about the turbo category.
Вот,
So
и, короче, мы
recently,
должны расфорсить
turbo
этот
category was introduced Spear.
Рамену, используя мемы.
The only other active runner besides me for this game. That could change after this if anyone else wants to learn.
I
do
think
have
Nero was
guys.
doing attempt as well, so maybe.
Oh, Nero's doing attempts again?
At least to practice for this, we'll see.
Okay. Well, maybe there's more. So anyways, now there is a turbo category. So turbo's only useful for tech smashing. Again, this physical barrier is stupid. Like just like I think I'm the best smasher thus far for those who've played this game.
Вот, и вот эта секция с раменной, это довольно длинная секция с кучей текста. И как бы у раннера натренированы турбо-пальцы, чтобы скипать диалоги в JRPG играх.
So the turbo category eliminates that, and of course, kind of prevents you from having to do this for 3 hours.
Вот, и есть отдельная категория турбо, где не надо вот так вот мэшить по кнопке.
Maybe I will later, but at least now I don't. Just for kind of like, yeah, just for right now I don't. But yeah, it is rough on the arm, definitely. So yeah. What were you gonna say, Rade?
I just want to say that obviously every single game that kind of wants to implement turbo.
Вот у раннера аж рука заболела, несмотря на то, что он подкачанный такой, но турбо-палец требует очень большой физической подготовки.
And matching in a Joy-Con is not easy at all. So please.
Yeah, for your health, for your, like your arm and hand health. If you like look at this game and is like, wow, this is cool, but I like my arm and hand. Please do turbo if you're considering this game. It's on a separate board because turbo obviously does do tech smashing a lot faster. We don't know, we haven't like really compared it, but like we estimate it's about like 10 to 20 minutes worth of time save compared to my mashing, that is. Anyways, I am being an egregious rule breaker here and using easy mode. This is the one time you're allowed to use easy mode, and that's because this upcoming wall requires a drop that's only on easy. You could technically get that drop on normal mode if you miss the chance to get a
Вот здесь есть, короче, правило в этой категории в том, что это единственное место, где тебе разрешают сменить сложность на легкую, только по одной причине, что здесь есть такая стена, которая требует дропа, который мы можем получить только на легкой сложности. Хоть и возможно его получить на нормале, но это гораздо менее вероятно.
Four chain here to get to this wall. Remember to change to normal? Did you do it?
Yeah, I did.
Just in case because I didn't see it myself. So now we have quite a lot of time for some donations.
Oh, I'm definitely getting you covered there. Let's take $104 from Anonymous. Here's $104 in honor of Quiwi's famous 104 building.
Тут пришел донат в $104 в честь здания 104 в Шибуе.
Carry your change, add a donation, and divide it between some of the fun donation incentives. Good advice on that, Luigi guy. And just a reminder, we're still working on that Boomerang X. We are at about $6,900 left to go there. $25 from Origami Vivian. So Katoa. It's so cool hearing donation messages from people who love this game as much as I do. Heart.
Также у нас есть тут донат на Бумеранг X. Там его еще чуть-чуть не хватает.
Kona with $25. Have to donate before running to work since the next game being run is my absolute favorite game, The World Ends With You. Can't wait to see the game run in a totally new way. Shout out to the runners and staff. This event is amazing. Let's go.
Вообще тут, как сказать, по традициям Поле чудес любят передавать через донаты привет. Тут передают привет раннерам и организации ГДК, которые позволили сделать этот марафон возможным.
So pretty much my strategy is have Neku clear one. I did not mean to enter stride. Please don't shoot Odan.
Do anyone want some more tipping?
Yeah, that is just some extra tin pin you can play. We've got more tin pin tomorrow, but anyway, yeah. So the main strategy for like big fights is Neku handles one side, Joshua handles the other. But now we have another thing. So again, we are without a mission, but now starts the mic quest.
Тут есть отдельная стратегия именно этого раннера, то что в сложных битвах он ставит Неку в одну сторону, Джошуа в другую.
It's a place that Neku saw on Joshua's mind twice now, so he really wants to go there. But on the way to there, we get interrupted by 777 here and his goons, Death Jam. It's a group that they have. They lost their mic, and so we have to find it. It's a very easy investigation thing that takes quite a while to complete. You basically just go here to Molko, take some pictures with another thing that Mr. H can do, install a camera that can take pictures of the past, but only 3 a day. Why? Plot is a thing, I don't know.
We just talked to Sota and Now, 2 other players. They were the ones who won.
Я еще согласен, что это офигенная игра. Не знаю, когда я в нее переиграю. У меня есть некоторые планы по поводу JRPG. Я вот, например, все еще на пути прохождения СМТ-4. А после него хочу взяться за Ноктюрн.
Just cheap DB stuff because there's also a DB wall coming up. As Arete was saying, Mr. H can put a camera on a flip phone that didn't have it already, I guess. Yeah, because Neku says, like, my phone doesn't even have a camera, so I guess maybe it's just like a Game Boy camera thing, you just pop into it, but anyways, it takes pictures of the past, and we'll be using that to solve this investigation.
Тут, несмотря что фоткали на телефон, Неку говорит, что у его телефона вообще нет камеры. Ну, вообще предусмотрительный человек, зато его не гопанут где-нибудь в спальных районах Токио. Потому что на телефоне у него камеры нет.
Also, that's another thing that comes with this game and like mashing is being able to stabilize your hand in order to press the menu options. Yeah, I'm just very familiar with this game. I've been running this game for quite a while now. Not too often because again, like I can only do 1 run per day, like literally because my arm will be too tired to do any more. But of course that's because I'm doing the no turbo category. At least in the past. May change that up later. But anyways, we now have all the evidence we need to solve the case. Which I'll leave Arete to leave the big twist and stuff.
Oh yeah. So basically, the guy here, BJ, apparently phoned 777 from that phone booth because apparently it's very weird to explain. This phone booth is called the phone booth of love. If you phone someone, then they will be in love with you. That is seen actually on a scene last day, but not to 777, to Uzuki, another character. But he's the most asked for this season, but apparently this guy, Tenfo, the other member of Def Jam, actually was on who phoned 777 and the one who took the mic, but now he lost it. So we're gonna see what happened to the mic in just a sec, because apparently our boy Teenage Heartthrob Shomi Namimoto took the mic because it's very sexy, Zeta sexy in fact. Also left the...
Тут, короче, по сюжету начинаются разборки тем, что чел позвонил в телефон, в будку А эта будка такая, типа, любовная, и, типа, тот чел, которому позвонит, влюбится, короче. Это катсценский процент. Нет, в этой игре нельзя скипать катсцены, и раннер играет без режима, чтобы пропускать столбы текста. Он демонстрировал, как он своим турбопальцем скипает диалоги.
I didn't want to relate that much, okay?
Well, that's beat. Yeah, so whenever he does the dash across, that's when he swears. Yeah. Anyways, we'll have one more beat fight. I've been thinking about it, and I think I'll have to do an extra fight somewhere tomorrow because I believe I have one bite left of the crepe. So if I treat that as if I get DB skip, well, first I need to see if I get DB skip. So tomorrow I have to immediately, first I need to buy things. So what I need Neku to finish his crepes because of this upcoming food we're gonna get.
Здесь раннер рассказывает о скипе, который он должен будет сделать скоро, и он думает, получится у него это или нет.
It sells materials and it sells this. Bread Plus. Bread Plus is 3 bites of food, aka 3 fights for 20 extra bravery. Is the best way to get bravery, and it's gonna be very important for the late game route.
Yeah, that's how we're getting
Neku all the way up.
Yeah, that's how we're getting Neku from 15 bravery all the way to 152 by hour like 2 and like 220, I think ish. Anyways, we see Sho Minamimoto, who's kind of been AWOL lately, and he's drawing a sigil. That will be important later. Anyways, one more shopping today. The shopping continues into tomorrow, but we stop here at Wild Boar Udagawa to get this hat called San Francisco. The +7 attack for the hat and 25 bravery, so low bravery, just really good. It also resists immobilization. It's not that important, but it does that, so that's nice.
Но тут также раннер покупает важную шапку, которая дает хорошие статы.
People in the RG, you cannot scan players or reapers. However, we've been able to scan Joshua a few times, and we get this image of Udagawa. So Neku got his memories back from winning the first game, but he doesn't remember how he dies. So yeah, he gets a scene whenever he scans Joshua, and it's this cutscene here. So every time we see this cutscene, we get to see more of it. And it looks like Joshua killed him. So Neku is kind of in turmoil now.
Да, это сюжет.
There's one thing he knows for sure.
Здесь, короче, несмотря на то, что нельзя читать мысли игроков и жнецов, можно несколько раз просканировать Джошу, у него будет отрывки места, до которого сейчас дошел раннер, и вот показывается катсцена, где производится выстрел типа по неку. Вот, память понемногу возвращает. А в целом какой сюжет? Ну, если так в двух словах, это такой некоторый иссякай, что, во-первых, главный герой теряет память, во-вторых, он оказывается в параллельном мире и участвует в игре жнецов.
But its ability is SOS attack boost, which will be very important later. So if you remember the root name, it's called Lasso. So we have the O part in the form of one stroke vast wealth. Just the one part of that is the O. And that's the pin that we use because it's really powerful.
Вот, и в этой игре жнецов даются определенные задания, различные. Например, используют мемы, чтобы что-то зафорсить, какой-то тренд.
So now we have to, so just to ensure DB is number one and there's no other like influences, we just wear DB clothing. And I'll actually
Вот здесь
take,
раннер должен
one of my
надеть
one-strip basketball
одежду
pins,
определенного бренда.
just because DB pins aren't the best.
Да,
in terms of
жнецы в целом
combat, at
хорошие
least not when it's just all of them.
чуваки, чтобы организовать
So we,
вечеринку.
have to do this. Hopefully it won't cause too much of an issue having a Dragon Coacher pin with us. Typically shouldn't, but hopefully we can get it to number one in these two fights. It's all up to chance though, because we couldn't see if it was in the top 3 or bottom. We don't know exactly what position it is at. These are the Minks. They suck because they can just become invincible for a bit in their tornado move. And yeah, so this day is a challenge day, so we still have no missions, but we are being tested by who's it? Karya and Uzuki, two Reapers who we've seen before. Karya is interested in us. Oh, okay. Lost, didn't know where the other.
В этом дне нет особой миссии, но нас все равно испытывают два рипера.
So, yeah, there's just a
Один
bunch
из
of
них
challenges.
заинтересован в нашем главном герое.
In day 3, I bought a Shio ramen, not to eat. It's just for this upcoming wall. He requires a Shio ramen, so we bought it way early in the route, just so we can move past them here. An upcoming wall will require Neku to wear all Musratus gear, which is it's like what is it? It's like the Walmart of this universe, I guess. It's just very like cheap and stuff, and looked down upon. So the Reaper who's giving us this mission is just trying to make a fool out of us, I guess.
Короче, Рипер нас чуть троллит, и сейчас мы, допустим, должны...
Just a lot of mechanical differences
Короче,
between the DS.
одеваться в шмотки бренда, что-то по типу Walmart местного.
Like the DS is all about
Короче, вот прям
like,
такие ширпотребные шмотки.
which, yeah. Anyway, here's Reaper review, like a bolt from the blue. It's time
Вообще,
for
сандали
review.
с носками — это имба. Просто
These
люди не шарят
features are always the same.
в альтернативной моде.
It's for that one, it is top, bottom, top. And yeah.
Вот
so
как
all
бы...
is, I forgot to do
Чуваки,
that.
чекайте.
That's fine, 'cause I
Вот
didn't
как бы
know.
все сейчас смеются над сандали с носками, да, а потом это будет, короче, трендом. И все, вот, вся молодежь будет их носить, и короче, будут специальные такие брендовые носки с сандалями, там, какого-нибудь там Армани, Гуччи, там, я не знаю, Баленсиага, знаете, там, бьюти-блогеры будут в них ходить, снимать тиктоки. Разраб не знаю, но издатель точно Square Enix, а персона, как и весь Мегатен, это Атлус. Это уже было трендом на показах. Но я немножечко отстаю, как бы, от течения времени, да. Я из палеозоя, да. Ну, предикшн все равно мы правильные.
He was kind of dangerous. All right. Well, that ended up being a pretty fine fight, but yeah, that was Tenho. That was one of the Reapers yesterday. He was part of the band. Anyways, we got Tinpin Thrift, which is really good. We'll explain that at the boss at the end of today. Wait a second. Did I?
Ну да, и продолжая такие нетрендовые вещи, которые все ненавидят. Я вообще адепт пиццы с ананасами, и если вы вот окажетесь вдруг в таймлайне, где пицца с ананасами будет самой популярной пиццей, и вам это будет не нравиться, вы знаете, кого винить. Вот говорит, что вот комментатор на RUSC, который комментировал ГДК, любит пиццу с ананасами, и из-за него, вот, блин, нет никакой больше пиццы, как пицца с ананасами.
I could scream, but it won't benefit anything in game, so I'll.
А вообще, серьезно говоря, не знаю, я, может, неправильно сандали ношу, но если я ношу их без носков, мне постоянно мозоли появляются.
For that battle, and yeah, so now Karya, he finds what he needs to find, and it'll lead to a big reveal later today.
Но это неправильно, значит, игра, в которой наказывали за сандали с носками.
He forgot to put a camera on Neku's phone, so which is why we had to come back and.
Устаревшая, так сказать, игра.
Okay, I'm just planning out my.
Ну или взгляды автора неправильные. Я бы в Твиттере об этом написал.
Typically we don't fight beat, but it'll be fun if I beat him. So let's do it.
This has to be done in under 30 seconds, or else it just transitions to the next dialogue.
Yeah, so if I didn't have to fight beat, I would have kept my unbranded deck, the pin that I was using for Tin Pin. I use that deck specifically because it's good at Tin Pin.
Игра 2022 года. Но видишь, чел сделал игру, она уже устарела. Это знаешь, это когда ты что-то покупаешь, и только из магазина выходишь, и у тебя вещь уже была.
So now I'm gonna try and beat him. I'm not equipping Tin Pin Thrift because I'd rather have my health and I don't want to die. So we'll see how this fight goes. I'm gonna just try and stun lock him as much as I can while throwing.
Вообще тут еще прикольная вещь есть по сюжету, что из-за того, что Неку носит наушники, его периодически передразнивают phones. Типа headphones. Ну, поняли, шутка.
Oh yeah, he has a projectile now, so that's cool. Alright, things are not going great. Okay, close. Oh, I get it. Okay, cool.
Так, я полагаю, рабовой сейчас был?
So I did it within the time. If I didn't do it in time, it would fade out. However, doing this, I have to do an extra fight because of the digestion route. I didn't do it right because I forgot.
Раз, два, три, тест. Как сейчас? Да, не ну я просто по смайликам понял, что произошло что-то не так. Спасибо, чат, что поспамили роботов во время рабовойства. Вот, и... Ну да, как бы, если вы не знали, если раньше модно было запускать запись марафона и крутить на стрим, то сейчас у нас экспериментальная русская разработка, это комментатор искусственный интеллект, как бы. С вами искусственный интеллект Кевнин, всем привет. Вы можете задать какой-нибудь вопрос, и искусственный интеллект Кевнин ответит на него. Ну, как бы разработка все равно экспериментальна, поэтому я палю, что я робот.
This submission video for GDQ. I just thought about this. We're picking up patchy biker jacket, so I went out of my way.
Вот как работает...
So the biker jacket we had before was
Работает искусственный интеллект, комментатор. Просто во время игры вбивается название игры и ищется вся информация по поисковым системам в этой игре и высказываются рандомные факты. Сколько было частей игр? Знаешь, как в анекдоте про рельсы, знаешь, сколько рельс было? Вот столько же и лего игр. Не, ну я тут еще говорил, что тут небольшой рофл есть, что раз Неку все время в наушниках ходит, его по этому поводу передразнивают порой, типа headphones, это по-английски наушники, его так называют phones. Я бы рассказал этот анекдот, но он не очень приличный. Но я могу завуалировать, если хочешь. Если я правильно помню анекдот, попадает к богу американец, немец и русский. И
honestly, not
Бог
that
такой
hard.
спрашивает, типа, если вы ответите на один вопрос,
Use that
я вас пущу в рай.
to
А если
get,
нет, я вас,
huge numbers. And it's gonna be very
короче, отправлю в ад.
obviously here we go.
Он говорит, давай.
It's supposed to be impossible to beat.
И Бог спрашивает, сколько значит дофига?
One stroke as well.
И американец говорит, это вот так руки расширяет такой. Вот столько дофига. Бог такой, нет. И в ад отправляется. Немец говорит, вот дофига, это вот столько, вот дофига, вот столько дофига. Такой, Бог, неправильный ответ, отправляется в ад. Русского спрашивают, вот, ты знаешь, сколько значит дофига? А Бог говорит, вот, как бы, отпусти меня на землю, и я вот тебе покажу. Ну, они спускаются на землю, русский показывает Богу на рельсы. Вот, ты видишь рельсы? Вижу. Знаешь, сколько их? Сколько? Вот их дофига. Это старый такой бородатый анекдот. Дословный перевод стрима, да. Это не только дословный перевод стрима, но еще и искусственный интеллектные комментаторы.
Which apparently the big secret is that he's alive. He's not dead. So he has more power than everyone. So he has the ability to levitate now, which gives him an entirely new moveset. Today is a day of fights. We have to fight 3 taboo battles. Ideally only 3, and I don't mess up a
Ну, это старый анекдот. Шутка не очень смешная. Ну, типа, в слове дофига.
Instead of telekinesis, he has a move called punishment. So instead of dropping obstacles, he drops beams of light, like this, and it builds up to a screen.
Итак, тут вообще по рану мы получаем способность левитации. И это нам дает новый мувсет.
You could think of it like a poor man's Mr. Mew Lariat, I guess. Mr. Mew Lariat, of course, just
Следующий рассказывает.
being a lot better. But,
Блин, анекдоты есть такая вещь, что их чаще вспоминаешь как импровизации.
Which, you know, that's the pin that we never use. It has one use on the final fight of this day, but that's it. It's still not great.
Чё б такого вспомнить-то?
We miss out having a higher telekinesis, which is the move where you slashed across Joshua. Which is sad, because I like that move, but...
Блин, это как это в поиске Немо. Блин, вот странная психологическая вещь, когда просят рассказать шутку, и все шутки из головы пропадают. А какую фигню рассказываешь, ты все время что-то вспоминаешь.
Yeah, you don't have that moveset anymore. So today is a day of choices where we can choose to help or just move past people. For this one, we have to fight regardless of our choice, but the rest of them we will be intentionally skipping. These fights can be annoying, but that actually went well. There was 4 of those things. So all these noise have taboo defense, so they reduce damage by 75%, unless you're doing a cross combo.
А правда, еще некоторые анекдоты, которые вспоминаются, они настолько неприличные, что их даже с словами хорошими рассказать невозможно.
One of my favorite pins, the go fast pin, not great for a speedrun. Although you were doing some testing about that.
I was doing some testing. I'm not doing it today, but it could be good, like especially for the harder fights, because that does have enough flinch to disrupt the harder bosses in the game. And also you're invulnerable during it because you're dashing. But yeah. Anyways, now we have to sell almost to max.
Да? В расписании есть The World Ends With You.
Brave pluses are super expensive. These are the really good 3 bites plus 20 bravery foods. Please say I did feed Neku. I want to say. Okay, cool.
Вот тут в аптеке продаются очень дорогие лекарства, но которые очень хорошо повышают смелость. Не, ну, как гироскопом, но эти джойконами. Как вишкой управляешь, об этом уже говорил. Причем играешь с 2 джойконов, управляя отдельно каждым персонажем.
That's a new strat I came up with pretty recently. Yeah. So that's nice.
Ну,
Anyways,
типа, да.
That was day 6, which means tomorrow is day 7. And that is the last day of the Reapers game. So, yeah, last day.
Ну, кстати, сейчас по сюжету 6-й день 2-й недели. Это означает, что завтра будет 7-й день, это означает конец игры Жнецов. Ранее, как всегда, очень быстро идет, и час до эстимейта уже конец игры. Ну, конечно же, ранее намекает, что будет еще одна неделя.
However, we will only see floors 1 and 2. On each floor, only one type of brand will work. In floor 1, that is Musratus, and in floor 2, that is D plus B. However, unbranded pins, like our starter pins, are unaffected by this restriction, so we will be using those. And also, I will not forget
В чем сюжет игры? Ай, уже спрашивали на самом деле, в чем сюжет игры. Но вообще, я советую поиграть в эту игру самим. Это по-настоящему офигенная игра. Шутки в сторону, как говорится.
Don't forget to eat. Hydration break, bathroom breaks, please. Yeah, I put camouflage on Joshua. Okay, so I remembered to eat, which is very good. So each fight has 3. So each floor has 3 noise.
Так, вот тут ранее не забывает кормить персонажей для повышения статов. Это очень важно.
However, so you're really only supposed to be able to do a 2 chain and then a 1 chain. However, it's still loaded in and the cursor is not bounded. So if I line up with Neku's elbow and turn, I'm able to find the other noise symbol.
Вот тут Ранник делает такую весьма хитрую вещь. Ему нужно настакать монстров, но больше 2 значков монстров не появляется в экране, и он уводит курсор за пределы экрана, чтобы достать 3-й.
You cannot go off screen in other versions.
Yeah, because it's a touch screen, so unless you can somehow get your finger off the screen and still have it interact. Yeah, so this is a Joy-Con exclusive tech. So anyways, the next floor will be the same exact thing. I will definitely eat because I said that out loud and I will not forget. But in the meantime, it's just going to be the same kind of fights. So shout if you got some donations for the next minute or 2. Feel free.
Absolutely.
Но сейчас будут файты, поэтому сейчас пойдут донаты.
I'm so over the moon to see The World Ends With You being played at HDQ. It's been my favorite video game since its release in the US. I have bought every single version of this game even. I'm just so happy more players to share.
Влетел донат, говорит, что чел настолько фанат игры, что он купил каждую версию этой игры.
Liana S sends in $50, loving the Twiwi run from Kuro. Such great energy and amazing commentary. King TDN also sends in $50. The World Ends With You has such a banger of a soundtrack. And a question from the audience for you, Kuro, from Kaiju Ashley with a $25 donation. Question for the runner. Who is your favorite character and why is it Show Me Nami?
Вот сейчас ранее расспрашивают, кто его любимый персонаж и почему.
That's a good question. I love all the characters. I have to think if I have a favorite. It might be Beat. I just really like his character. He's very funny. But yeah, Sho is great, obviously. And you can even play as Sho Minamoto in the sequel. Yep. Shoutouts to Neo.
Ему нравится BD, это вот тот чел, который свою сестру, по-моему, спасает, и Шу Мимамото, которого можно играть в сиквеле.
It's quite a long game, but it's a really, really good game, and I would definitely be really happy if everyone would play it as well. We've been getting a lot of donations about how important this game is to a lot of people, and it's definitely one of those cult classic games that if you play it at the right time on the DS or at this version or whatever, even the soundtrack, even the characters, whatever, it really, really touches you. And it's very important to me and to a lot of people as we're seeing. And of course, Neo was like a dream come true. I'm really happy to talk
Вообще,
about
есть
Neo.
ли люди, которые в Sekiro играли?
Yeah.
Что можете рассказать о ней?
That was stupid. I didn't want to go downstairs. Okay. So, anyways, in about like 10 seconds, I'm gonna pass it back to you, Shout. This upcoming cutscene is called Bathroom Break. It's about 50 seconds long.
Про
We
The
call
World,
it
of,
that
The World
because-
Ends With You Neo. Это вот сиквел, который вышел. О, и сейчас вот начинается длинная катсцена, где можно сделать перерыв,
Okay, let's get caught up on some donations then. We
умыться,
have a
что сейчас раннеры делает.
$500
Ну, вот
donation.
такой длинный ран
Now,
и
thank you. From
такой напряг.
Blackstone,
Много нажатий кнопок, что нужно
I found
освежить.
it at a very rough part of my life, and it has gotten me
Освежиться.
through a lot of hard times. I'm so hyped to see it on the GDQ stage. Always be true to yourself and expand your world.
Неплохой сиквел, которым не хотел пиара. Чё, реально
I've
неплохой?
also got a $25
А я, если
donation
честно,
here from
сомневался,
Beast.
что он
Pick it up,
хороший.
phones, and
Ну,
let's get that Boomerang X incentive met. Blah. Yes, and just an update on that. We are about
да, ранник поменялся, ранит
$6,400
котик.
left to get that Boomerang X
Несмотря на то, что у него лапки, у него
donation
хорошо
into
получается, я
basically
думаю,
a one-hit KO
он успеет
situation.
до
We
эстимейта.
have about an hour left to get that in, so please, gamesdonequick.com/donate. While you are on that page, scroll down to the bottom and click on the Add Incentives button. Choose Boomerang X No Shields, and let's get that into the marathon.
Раннер чуть-чуть опоздал, но все равно это быстро умылся.
We're in time for the Shominami Moto boss fight, which I can explain, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
So Sho turned himself into a taboo noise. Every single Reaper officer, let's call it that, is supposed to have a noise form, but this is the one that is going to be taboo.
Ну, сейчас начинается босс-файт.
He's going to send some taboo noise to us. And this is pretty good because the strat for this, and the only reason we picked up level 3 fusion with Joshua, is to build up fusion and blast him with that, because for some reason Joshua's level 3 fusion in particular has the strongest multiplier in the entire game by a long margin. So if everything is done right and the game decides to collaborate with us, because that's not always the case, you can just one-shot him right there. Not quite to the 100% thing that we want. There we go. And now for the minigame. You touch the cards.
А вот тут другой фьюжн начинается, где нужно
With numbers that are backwards.
нажать на карточки по порядку.
In case you wanted to see what a single shot attack to kill this boss looks like, well, he said something that about being better than gravity. So we're gonna try to one-up him on that and use
Не
gravity
дотянул
for
до
ourselves
пятерки.
and drop
Чуть-чуть
that
совсем.
on him.
Yeah.
Ну, атака как в седьмой
Hey,
финалке.
guys,
Прям
typically,
очень
you
жесткая.
can't hit Show until he comes back down and says, "Where's your beauty?" Unfortunately, yeah. So that took longer than usual. Usually, you get to 300 before he comes down, but noise weren't being exactly cooperating. So that's all right. Anyway, yeah. So that was the Game Master this week. So that's the end of the game. End of the Reapers game. We did it. Wait, what's that? It's that Minamoto with a steel chair. Joshua, look out!
can afford to lose.
Oh,
Give up on yourself, and you
Oh.
give up on the world.
Give up on yourself and you give up on this run finishing. Because
well,
we have week 3, baby!
yeah.
Тут, кстати, примерно по часу
It
на
is not
неделю.
over just yet. This is actually the final week. We're not lying to you anymore. This is the final week.
Ну, раннеры
Since,
теперь не
counting up
прикалываются,
today,
они
that
говорят, что
counts
это
down.
последняя
So,
неделя, вот
this is
теперь
the
без
final
шуток.
week. But yeah, Joshua's gone, and
И у
Neku is
нас
back in
будет
the game.
новый партнер. Джошуа ушел.
Bye-bye, Joshua, my beloved.
Bye bye. Sorry, how long was I gone for? Like between like the cutscene ending?
I'd say maybe 10-15 extra seconds.
Его не
Not
совсем
bad.
кидают, его, наверное, Джошуа кинул, а
It wasn't
Шики
bad
по другой
news as
причине
well, so I
уходит.
wasn't sure if my roommate was in it, so I had to run to the other one on the other side of the apartment. Anyway, so this is week 3. We're putting back on our normal deck. So by the way, we kept our unbranded deck because it's good at generating sync. Okay, I don't need to feed yet. All right. Good, we're on track with digestion, which is really good. So anyway, this game, so pretty much what happened, so since Joshua was alive, that last game was null and void because Neku helped violate the rules because it's not meant for live players. However, we don't have a partner, and it turns out what happened is Neku's entry fee because he's opening up to people, and the most important thing to him was the other players. So yeah, we don't have a partner, and if you remember, we can't fight without a partner. But wait, what's that? It's that Beat with a steel chair, but he's on our side this time. So Beat thinks this is entirely underhanded and thinks this is unfair.
Вот,
So he,
чувак из
throws
первой
Neku as a
недели
and, joins Neku to
становится
be
нашим
the partner.
партнером.
Beat is really good, or maybe I just Stockholm
Ну,
syndrome
пояснения
to think of that
более
because
глубокие
we
в
fight
чате,
most,
что Шики взяли заложник,
but
как
anyway,
заложника, чтобы
so,
Неку мог продолжать играть.
as I
Это его
said,
залог, как в первой игре,
He's the strongest
была его
partner,
память.
That's for sure. Both in single player and in co-op, because he has the highest base attack in general, and because in single player he's basically a turret. You move him, and then he auto attacks, and very fast and very strong. In terms of the co-op moveset, he's not that interesting, but still good enough to cover many weaknesses. So yeah, Abid is a really good partner. He has a big
С точки
problem.
зрения стратегии, третий партнер не так хорош, но все равно может
Doesn't have
затащить.
the capacity to wield any clothes. So the first thing that we're gonna do in week 3, very important, is give him that bravery through drugs.
yeah, if you remember, I said Shiki starts with 110, Neku starts with 15, Beat starts with 5. So, however, whenever we level up, he gains bravery. So, we're gonna feed the final brave pluses to both our boys. So yeah, Beat only has 21 bravery, which is not a lot. And yeah, we're going.
У нашего партнера не так много смелости, чтобы надевать хорошие шмотки.
There are 2 pig noise we're gonna fight today, and yeah, that'll put us on track to finish very quickly. These pigs also drop Tektite, which is an important material for us. So yeah, Beat's moveset. So unlike Shiki and Joshua, who have like one move that's not really that great, all of Beat's moves are really good. So he has skate combo where we'll show that here. This pig's
вот тренер говорит, что если у Шики и у Джошуа всего лишь по одному муву, который не очень хорошо, то все мувы БД, они весьма хороши.
He will move to that enemy and kick him up in the air. Eventually, he'll add a slam to that move. And he also has Grind Flame, where you slash him across horizontally, and he'll fly in that direction and create flames from his trail. These have a bunch of pigs. There's only one real one, so I'm just gonna sweet talk.
В этом сражении много хрюшек, но только одна из них настоящая. Это, знаете, как в «Унесенных призраками» в конце фильма.
So yeah, that's the last real fights today. We just have one more fight with introduction to Beat and his fusion, which we won't really see until like the very end.
В этом дне не так много сражений.
Yeah, that was the last like real fight. These
И это был
introduction fights don't count
последний
towards
с хрюшками.
your food digestion, so because there's no result screen afterwards. So because of that, yeah, it's just it'll just be a fight we have to do. So we still need to do one more fight in order to win or to finish the Brave Plus. So that's the end of day 1. Day 2 is going to be very important. It's going to be our last main day of Oh, let's see. Actually, I think it might be. Yeah, it will now be the last day of shopping because I only got 7 Tektite from those birds earlier. So I can't get Beat's final fusion, but that is a-okay.
Я не говорю, что это последний день, в котором он будет закупаться.
That woman on the right is the new game master. I might blank out. Mitsuki, I think, is her first name. Yeah, Mitsuki Konishi. Yeah, okay. I was just blanking on Mitsuki. So yeah, anyways, you'll also see this little squirrel noise on Beat's shoulder. Konishi is going to take that as Beat's entry fee for entering the game. Also, Beat lost all his Reaper abilities. So yeah, Konishi crushes it into this convenient little pin, which we'll see later. We'll learn the importance of that later, but Beat really wants this pin
Но
back.
тут персонаж, имя которого я
So Konishi gives us
прослушал,
one mission,
берет белку и делает его значком, и также вот это вот
and we have
БД
6 days to
лишает
find her.
способности
So this entire
жнеца.
week is just trying to locate her. So first we're gonna use hard mode for the second to last time. This time we
Каниши.
want,
Ну,
drops
спасибо.
from the upcoming Reapers. Reapers are going to be very apparent later.
И в этом
We'll find
месте
out
ранее
more, later
переводит
tonight or
на
tomorrow, but,
сложный
yeah,
режим.
first we need to shop. First, I won't forget to get Neku's 6th slot because I'm talking about it right now. Good, I got it. And now we go to Wild Boar. We pick up stickers for Beat to increase his attack and fusion, and we pick up the Wild Boar pendant. Before we got the King pendant in earlier routes, but I've changed that so Beat now wears the patchy biker jacket, which overall gives him more attack. Anyways, we are into this forced encounter against these Reapers. In the game, we are now in emergency call, so the Reapers can now freely attack us. So I'm just gonna send
На
Beat to
этой
handle
стадии
one and
игры
shoot down
теперь
the
нас
other.
атакуют жнецы.
So yeah, we wanted to switch to hard because they drop money pins. And we are going to be
И
approaching
здесь
the
раннер
last,
переводит
shot
на тяжелый режим,
game.
потому что
It's the
они
first shop we
чаще
went to up in
дропают
Angelique.
значки с деньгами.
So I'm gonna sell and get prepared for that. Arete, do you want to talk about what I'm getting?
First off, by the way, after this fight, we have a 10% chance in every single era transition to get a random fight, which is the biggest RNG component in the game, and I'm gonna be donating $5 for every single one we get. Hopefully, this is not an omen for this first transition, which can have a fight. Yep. And in Lapin Angelique, we're gonna do the other part of the lasso route, the Lapin Angelique SOS special. We're gonna buy a lot of things from Lapin Angelique to get the Goth Bondage Code, which is a really, really good thread, and that puts us in SOS from the start of the fight, which doesn't get stuck by TP3, so that's nice, and gives us a pretty huge attack boost. And also Vampire Dress, which is another thread that we can get here that gives us extra
Вот здесь мы
attack
закупаемся
SOS.
вещами для того,
So, starting
чтобы
now, thanks to all of these Lapin Angelique that we're gonna buy,
прокачать атаку.
Gothic Glorilla style that Neko's gonna rock, we're gonna have a huge damage boost from the start, as long as we are in low health, which should be every single fight because we don't want to heal. We either take the death or we destroy everything in time. Did you get the ability just in case from
Yep.
Dress?
I believe so. So yeah, Neku, the vampire dress, which is very important. That has
So
that's the one that has 152 bravery, and that's what I needed to. That was the threshold I needed to wear that. All right. I need to feed Beat a ice cream because Patchy Biker Jacket is 45 bravery, so I need to.
Также мы
once
партнера
more
кормим
to get to level
мороженым, чтобы
15,
повысить его
and
смелость для
also,
хороших шмоток.
He'll finish that and it'll get him to 45. So this is an interesting fight. You see my 6th pin slot. We'll be using a new pin called Octo Squeeze. Octo Squeeze is all right. It's not anything special. It doesn't do any combat thing, but it brings all enemies together.
Вот здесь начинаются интересные файты. У нас появляется 6-й слот под значки. И раннер использует значок со осьминожкой. Он особо не делает урона, но он полезен тем, что он собирает врагов вместе. Таким образом, их можно быстрее убить.
And you can see the damage boost coming into play there at 500 attack.
Yeah, you're gonna see it in this fight as well. So this is a harder version of that bat boss that we fought with Shiki.
Сейчас начинается более сложная версия сражения с летучими мышами, которые были ранее.
and I'll clean
когда
a
вот
whole
была
map in
сцена
that area.
на первой неделе.
Just like that. And now watch this health bar go down.
И сейчас будет квик-килл босса.
Yeah, so we do a lot of damage. So this is so we didn't do this SOS bonus damage before. It was thought about, but it was just a huge bravery requirement and money requirement. So I had to buy a lot of excess stuff at Lap and Angelique. That was to increase the friendship gauge. You become friends with the shopkeepers the more yen you spend at that store. There's some more intricate mechanics with that, but generally just I had to buy things at a certain order in order to maximize or to most efficiently get to level 7 with Princess K, who's the shopkeeper there. Shout out Princess K, by the way. So yeah, anyways, so again, our one mission is to find the Game Master Konishi, so that'll be kind of what we're doing. However, Uzuki has made Game Master for the day, and she has that pin that Beat wants. However, as she's giving directions for how to win the pin off of her, Beat sneezes, so Neku can't hear what we're supposed to do today, and Beat doesn't remember. So we're supposed to be playing tag with her, but Beat thinks we need to play Reaper Creeper with this man. So we run around, and here's our first RNG.
Здесь поясняется по сюжету, что тут опять начинается прикол с тем, что Неку не очень понимает, что за задание, но тут одного персонажа делают гейммастером, у которого есть отдельный пин, которого надо выиграть в мини-игру.
Usually you get 4 per run, so I guess the average is just 10% overall. We're gonna do as little screen transition as possible for this sole reason, because yeah, you can eat this, and it's about 30 seconds, I'd say, per fight. Really depends on the encounter because it changes for every single area transition and every single day, in fact. So yeah, every single time you see one of those, it's bad. In some routes, especially in DS, getting at least one of them is nice. Not 2 of them though, because you want to be digesting more stuff, but right now we're done digesting, as far as I know.
Здесь комментатор поясняет, что здесь различается стратегия между DS-версией и свитчом.
Vanilla soft serve, so we don't need any RNG per fights. They're just a nuisance. And even if they do only take like 5 seconds, like in the fight, I just have to get the text in there. Then in the fight, that can just vary, and then I have to load out. They have to talk, and yeah, it's rough. I generally do not have the best luck at it. I typically get like 8, maybe double digits sometimes, but we'll see what happens today. Not today as in week 3, day 3, today as in real life day.
Тут Ранник говорит, что здесь есть весьма ренджишный момент, и то, что Ранник считает, что у него не так много удачи вкачано. И надеется, что не будет марафон лака, как всегда.
Anyways, now we have a boss fight against Izuki. So most of the boss fights, like the major ones, happen with Beat in this final pin. So I'm very used to fighting with Beat, I'd like to think. So anyways, with our SOS attack boost, we get like 120% bonus to our attack, like after all calculations. So yeah, Uzuki will go down pretty fast, especially since I have a
вот сейчас основные пины это находятся в высоких позициях чарта, поэтому на этом босс-файте босс удаляется за секунду.
I'm very envious of that.
Yeah, just under 4 seconds, according to the in-game timer.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so we just do a lot of damage, and so the best defense is offense. how can we get hit if the enemy isn't there, right? So we just try and beat them.
Нам ранее немножко поясняет за искусство войны, говорит, что лучше защита — это нападение, и как мы можем получить урона, если босс умирает за 4 секунды?
There won't be any random encounters when we cross through different screens. Bad news, it's a lot of fights. So pretty much the goal is to go left to Tower Records. That's where Karya, that guy with the lollipop, is. Unfortunately, there's a wall. I mean, you have the right key pin in order to unlock it. So first, so we have a bunch of puzzle boxes that has keys in them. So this is the star box. You get hints like on the floor, like you see those exclamation points on the bottom. They're supposed to tell you what to do, but of course I know what I need to do.
Тут, короче, на полу есть восклицательные знаки, которые поясняют, что делают в этом дне, но раннер и так знает, поэтому он насчет этого не парится.
Yeah, so after this, Beat will finish his vanilla soft serve, and he should have enough bravery, but that depends on my level. I'll check if I'm 19 or not after this. If I level up here, that should be good. Okay. So I should be at least 19. And that means Beat has just enough bravery to equip the Patchy Biker Jacket. So again, that's plus 21 damage, or plus 21 attack rather, to any character. Also, we'll see a mechanic here where Beat is holding the box, so we have to talk to our partner, and that only happens if we stand still.
Здесь даже есть механика, позволяющая разговаривать с своим партнером. Здесь по сюжету надо разговаривать с Битом, чтобы открыть вот эту коробочку.
And we will finally put Poison Bones into retirement. That was the one that inflicted defense break on enemies. It doesn't affect bosses, and it will actually be detrimental in some boss fights. So we will.
И сейчас раннер одевает значок, понижающий защиту монстрам, чтобы еще быстрее их убивать.
This one we have to fight 4 Grizzly Noise. One of them is off screen, but fortunately I can snag it.
Тут раннер собирает цепочку из 4 значков одинаковых, но один из них находится за экраном, но раннер их перетаскивает.
If you see that core there, the blue one, that's the one that we fought in week 1, so no, we wouldn't have one throw Buzzwell until now in a normal playthrough.
And it's a base 0.9% drop, so pretty rare if we were to get it.
Также в этом битве весьма есть редкий дроп. Будет интересно, если он выпадет.
I'm going to kick it off with a $50 donation from Zucker Barely. I heard one hit KO run, sign me up. And that is a reminder, we're still working to get that Boomerang X no shields incentive met. I just saw it tick up a bit, but we still have about $5,800 left to go on that, and only about an hour left before that run starts. So if you want...
Вот здесь есть донат на Boomerang X в категории без счетов. Осталось чуть больше $5000 на этот донат.
I'm so proud of how far you've come since starting to run this game and the routing improvement that have come because of you. The whole TUI community is awesome. Much love to everyone. Good luck to all the runners and staff.
Thank you, Brooke.
Shout out to Brooke, the turbo runner that we talked about, whatever.
That's how.
She's very nice.
And yeah, just to cut in a bit before we get into more fights. So we finished these, that was the moon puzzle box. Now we go into the sun one. So now we have to go in both rooms and take out the moon.
Не, здесь надо рисовать, просто это ты по-другому делаешь. Тут, в принципе, такая же механика, как на DS-ке, только ты это делаешь не стилусом, а джойконами.
For more donations, that would be great.
All right, let's do it. Grit and Powerful sends in $50. Had to donate during one of my favorite games of all time, The World Ends With You. Few games match the story intensity, musical identity, and brain-crushing mechanics all
Вот
in
тут еще
one
полетел
console.
один донат,
Good luck.
говорящий, что это вот моя любимая игра.
SOR3
Тут
sends $50 as
либо
well.
много действительно фанатов этой игры, либо один тот же фанат делает несколько донатов с восхвалением этой игры.
I'm so happy that I was able to wake up on time to catch this run and watch my favorite game get destroyed. Good luck to all the runners and don't get lost in the noise. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. $25 in from Sam Leonhardt. This game is my favorite of all time and one of the best games in my opinion. My best friend introduced me to this back in high school and it helped shape how I see the world. Good luck with the run, Kuro. And everyone remember, the world ends with you.
А он держит на одной точке, потому что пины, которые он использует, вот первые два, они нажатием активируются. И он эти пины получил в начале игры и использует, по сути, на протяжении на всю оставшуюся раны, потому что это эндгеймовые значки.
Yeah, thank you all for the donations and also for the donation bid war for the soundtrack. We've been jamming out to the original soundtrack all day long. You can find those tracks on Spotify, actually, the original versions. The remix versions, they're probably somewhere on YouTube.
There's some of them just
Вот Рани говорит, что он рад, что на...
missing the final secret boss in the which is Natsu Jam.
В войне донатов победил оригинальный саундтрек. Он говорит, что вот он прям наслаждался оригинальным саундтреком целый день.
What it means between original and remix, some songs have two versions, some songs have got a remix version since the original, and some songs were introduced after. So this doesn't change all the songs that are played, so even though there are some like newer remixes or like Dream Drop Distance, those are still here. Anyways, here's Karya. He's like Azuki,
У нас тут следующий босс-файт, но, как и все босс-файты, особо рассказывать нечего.
It is Uzuki and Karya fight you at the same time, which is very scary.
Да, сейчас произошел сюжет, спасибо пояснений в чате, но все происходит настолько быстро, что я даже и прочитать не успею, как сюжет уже произошел.
Karya we can handle with ease, but Uzuki, if she gets any breathing room, she will launch attacks, and they are instant and they last a long time. So for the first third of their HP bar, it's just Uzuki. So after that, we go to Karya.
В этом босс-файте одна часть хп-бара находится у одного босса. То есть сначала ранее бьет одного босса, потом другого.
Yeah, that fight can really go out of hand. Uzuki is just really dangerous. So Uzuki will come back when they only have a third of their health back. 14 seconds, not bad.
Несмотря на то, что ранее быстро побил этих боссов, этот босс-файт довольно опасный, и в ней все может пойти не так.
So I said this is the second hardest boss fight in the game. And you might be wondering what's harder than Uzuki and Karya at the same time. Nothing actually. It's the worst boss in this game is Uzuki and Karya. Except right now they are going to be possessed by these red skull pins. This is their berserk forms, and they.
Рани говорит, что это был второй по сложности. Второй по сложности босс-файт, и он говорит, ну если это второй, то какой самый сложный? Он говорит, особо ничего. Это те же боссы, они же и самые страшные боссы, просто у них есть вторая форма.
Sometimes I forget where to go. Sometimes I'll do day 6 movement, and I'll just wonder why I can't go to Cat Street. Fortunately, that is not the case here. Alright, so now we have a forced battle. So the red skull pins are possessing everyone.
Здесь в этом моменте появляются значки с красным черепом, которые
because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but they're all chanting the same kind of thing, so it's very spooky. They also speak.
Поглощают с персонажами.
Scary. We got Playmate Beam from the last boss battle. That was a story drop. So it's just it's force rounds, but they are penetrating beams, and it's a lot of uses. So Playmate Beam is just very nice. In prior routes, we do this on hard mode because the particular Reaper we fight, the particular species of Reaper we fight here, drop a pin called Natural Puppy. And Natural Puppy is a support pin, and it grants a 20% bonus to damage for a Natural Puppy brand.
В этом файте с риперами ранее проводят в сложном режиме, потому что здесь... да, здесь эти самые значки, которые на первой неделе зафорсили. Да. Спасибо за пояснение. Короче, сражение с риперами на тяжелой сложности дропаются значки, которые дают 20% бонуса к атаке.
It has since evolved into Vacuum Squeeze, but it works the same. This is an interesting fight because
Тут, кстати, очень интересная вещь происходит. Тут два значка на втором месте по чарту, один на первом аж.
Meaning all my damage bonuses that I have from Tinpin Thrift in my clothing deactivates. Fortunately, that's really not going to be an issue anymore. You don't level up during boss fights, and I won't have to chain anymore, so it's not going to be as bad. I'll typically always be in SOS. Anyways, here we are in Utagawa. So again, we're trying to find Konishi. Still have not found her yet. We're taking a day in the past, and it's Coffee Dad, who we haven't seen in a while.
В принципе, персонаж уже хорошо прокачан, и ему особо не надо уже фармить. Вот здесь эти жнецы, они одержимы как раз вот этим красным значком, который главный герой Фокси на первой неделе. Это вот как раз-таки вторая форма, про которую говорил ранее.
That should be good, and here's hoping my hand is steady enough. Okay, good. Suzuki did not get a shot off. Yeah, it's a bit hard to describe. Azuki just has a bunch of multi-hit moves that last a year and can also inflict me with defense break. So, not fun.
Вот те выстрелы, которые вот мог сделать жнец, она очень большая, и она пробивает защиту. Если бы вот жнец выстрелил, вот этого девушка-жнец, то это было бы не очень весело.
Beat is invincible. He does not take damage, so I just rely on him while I just move around with Naku. Anyways, this is day 6, the day of no fights. There are no required fights today that we have to win.
Вот сейчас начинается 6-й день, и этот день происходит без сражений.
Anyways, we have to move a lot of screens, and that of course can lead to RNGpers. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see how it goes. We gotta go to Cat Street and then double back.
Здесь надо будет пройти через много экранов, и здесь некоторые есть подстава с РНГ, но марафон, однако, надеюсь, не произойдет.
The World Ends With You is one of my favorite games, and it has been amazing to watch Kuro absolutely crush it, all while explaining the lore, tech, and mechanics, some of which I didn't even understand while playing the game. Keep it up, Kuro. And if you're hearing this and haven't played the game, this is your sign to check out Twiwi.
Донат от фаната этой игры. Говорит, блин, офигенно вообще игра.
Chicory sent in $30. I'm another big Twiwi fan, and I've been thrilled to see all of the love for this game. Good luck on the rest of the run, Kuro. Don't let limits slow you.
Прилетел еще один донат с ухвалением этой игры. Прям много фанатов.
Thank you so much for holding these events. They mean so much and make such a difference. Thank you for that donation. Thank you to
Еще
everybody
один
who
донат,
joined us for the first time in
что
donating.
как это, первый раз доначу,
$25 in from
долго
Kitty.
уже смотрю.
So very excited
Говорит,
to see
что
Flutie and
для меня этот
Jimmy.
марафон
This
много
game
что
is an
значит.
absolute gem, full of flavor, color,
Но вообще
and
этому
the best
марафону уже
soundtrack in
много
video
лет.
game history. A
Я,
must play if you've
по-моему,
never
уже
checked it
12
out.
лет аж этому марафону. И это уже стало частью жизни многих
And
людей.
JD Light sends in $25. I told myself back when I started watching GDQ years ago that if there was ever a run of TWUI, I would donate during it. Because like many others, this game is incredibly important to me and my favorite game of all time. I played the original back in 2007.
Ну, это
and it
вообще...
helped me through so many rough times in my
С
life.
какого года
Including
вы
my mom's
познакомились с
battle
данным
with
марафоном? И с какого года
Neo still
смотрите?
feels
Очень
like a
интересно
fever. I can't believe it happened.
почитать.
Good luck with the rest of the run. P.S. Shoutouts to Minamoto for helping me memorize trig functions. The phrase "so Katoa" has haunted my dreams for 15 years now.
Yeah, thank you for all the donations. Yeah, this game has had a huge impact on my life as well. It definitely has shaped who I am today. It cannot be understated, just the writing and just the feeling of this game. It's truly special. I highly recommend it. If you think this game is a bit too weird,
Я сам где-то с года, наверное, 16-го, наверное, 15-го
I would
смотрел
definitely
ГДК.
recommend it for reasons that I can go into.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend it, but like, you know, it's a weird game. Anyways, I switched to hard mode and level
Причем
1.
сначала
This is
смотрел
where
именно
the
оригинальную
conflict gets the
трансляцию.
sauce. Not that I'll win, but that I'll lose. I don't need to win this fight. He's very difficult. So I just wanted to one-shot me. Perfect. And the fight is over. He has taboo defense. He's got a lot of HP. It is
О,
rough.
тут и
Also, talking about show, his first form has
лет 5 уже смотрят, с
3141
20-го
HP.
года.
As the first four digits of
Еще в
power,
13-м году
that
узнали.
form of him has 5926 HP.
О, смотришь с
This is
их стримов
next
в баре?
very
А что,
high.
в баре показывают рестрим
So this is the last day, and we're not even
этого
calling it
марафона?
dance time.
Блин,
This
очень
is
приятно.
serious. This is the last day. I am not going to forget to switch off of hard mode because I don't want to die yet. Perfect.
Да,
So in case there's
RUSC баг.
RNGpers, like that one. I believe this is
А,
five, yeah.
с рестрима в баре? А, это когда в баре располагались ножками. А, блин, я, кстати, не помню, какой это год был.
To normal rather, because this Drake here deals a lot of damage.
А тем временем начался последний день уже.
Very docile for some reason though.
Скоро уже
Yeah,
есть
they're
тиммейт.
generally not too bad, and also cross combos are able to flinch it. So compared to DS, it's a lot safer to fight Drakes. All right, so that's 5. We've got 1, 2, 3 more screens that can possibly give us RNGpers. All right, we're down to 2. Let's see. So we will enter the Shibuya River. It's going to be a very weird area, and so this is going to look like an RNGper. It's a cutscene. However, if like that kind of fast fade in happens again, then it is an RNGper, and that's bad. Okay. Well, 6. 6 is not bad. That is typically I get.
Ранее
like,
получил не очень хороший РНГ.
Oh, I
Он
hate
попал
shuriken.
на
Get out of my
битву.
face.
So it is fast. Yeah, so that's about a 3-minute time loss approximately.
Июль 19-го.
Which isn't that great, but hey.
And again, like these fights can just not happen. So these
17-го
can,
года.
take a like not so good run and make it great with low RNGpers.
Вообще очень
You
приятно,
remember
что
the
вы
other RNG
проводите
factors
с
were
нами
the brand
время.
walls. You remember when we had to switch our threads and pins to be a specific brand? 1 in 13 chance, effectively, that we don't have to do that. It's already number 1. We can just go on straight ahead. Did not get that here, but again, it's pretty rare. And now we are on to the final 4 boss fights.
Ой, сейчас будут
Up
финальные
first is
4
against
босс-файта.
Konishi, the game master. So again, this entire week we've been trying to find her. She said she'll be hiding in one spot and she won't move. And we have to find her. We didn't find her, but apparently she was in she was in Beach Shadow, which I don't get like the rules. Like I don't if you like just brought your finger and pointed all around, like eventually you'd land on Beach Shadow. So would she accept defeat? I don't know. There's a lot. Totally.
Кто-то вообще с 2 часа
answer
Golden
any
Split
questions
узнал.
about itself, generally, in terms of a lore perspective. But anyway, Konishi is a bit rough. Her noise form is Tigress Cantus. Oh yeah, Sho Minamimoto has a noise form.
О, тут
Leo
упоминает
Cantus.
очень интересные
We'll see
события
later on, I think.
минувших
But
дней.
yeah, so this is Tigress Cantus. This is 4 phases of kind of annoying stuff. So the first thing is bringing a taboo noise into this void. This is why we have vacuum squeeze. Which is
И
the
если что,
form
это
of
вот тут
vacuum squeeze.
это не глюки
So we
консоли,
want to
это
drag
задуманная
a,
игра. Это типа глюки такие.
Okay, I need to get it. Okay, so eventually a taboo noise will drop in, and when it does, she'll become vulnerable, and we can hit her. So that's phase 1. Now we're in
Сейчас
phase
началась
2.
вторая
Here,
форма
I
босса.
guess, just fight Konishi. Well, if Beat or Neku will cooperate.
Конечно, превратилась в фурию.
So this is just standard fighting. Now she will take away our pins. So Neku is pinless, but of course, Beat, the co-op partner, is not affected. So Beat
В этой
can,
форме у
beat her
Неку
up while we are in
крадут
shadow.
значки, но значки остаются у Бита.
So we get Rhyme, that pin. So, oh yeah, we didn't explain. Rhyme is Beat's sister. She was the one who died to a shark in day 4, week 1. Mr. H put her into a pin, and Beat became a Reaper, so he could make her a noise form, and then there's actually a lot of lore we missed, but yeah. Anyway, Beat and Rhyme are reunited.
Вот тут начинаются небольшие спойлеры про сестру Бита.
Drag is a pretty cool pin, by the way. Very strong.
То, что по сути
Really high base attacks, and you can equip a
сестра
deck
Бита
6
заключена
rank
вот
keep doing this
значок,
fight.
вот который с белочкой.
Yeah, there's no restrictions on Rhyme. There's typically restrictions on pins, but Rhyme doesn't have one. Also, in Remix, they changed it where you only get a Shadow Matter and not actually Rhyme. You have to
Never
trade
mind
it.
then.
Yeah. You can still trade an infinite amount at Shadow Ramen, but yeah. I don't know why they changed that. It doesn't make sense that they did. But anyway, now we're in Endgame. So this is the final fights. So anyways, we won the game technically. So Shiki's back. Yay!
О, вот тут Шики вернулась.
So yeah, Shiki was held hostage basically as Neku's entry fee for week 2, but she's here, so the gang's all back. Anyway, here's something. Sho Minamimoto. He was trying to reach the composer, like the big boss, and try and kill him, because whoever kills the composer becomes the new composer, I guess. So he was setting a coup or whatever, and yeah, he got beat up. And we stole his hat off his head, just cause we could. It's actually,
It's equipment, by the way.
yeah, it's a really good pin, or not pin, piece of thread, but we don't use it in this route. We could, it wouldn't be that much of a drop off, but it would take a pause, so we don't. Anyway, this is Kitaniji, the 3rd hardest fight in the game. He can stop time if he wants to, like that. Cool.
Тут
So yeah,
начинается
time,
босс
and he throws out
Дио,
a lot of
потому что
attacks.
может останавливать
He's mostly
время.
annoying he's more annoying than he is threatening, which is good. I mean, I'd much rather fight him than what is it? Suzuki and Karia. Yeah. Anyway, I was a bit too close. He did his melee attack. Fortunately, I had enough health to live, but that did a big chunk. But yeah, he can. Oh yeah, he also possessed Shiki, so she can come in as his co-op partner and attack us, and we can't attack her in this game.
Да, затащил сложного босса.
I mean, that's really unfair. Having your co-op partner be invincible, like, I would never put anyone through that. Never.
Hey, after the fight, we got the boy.
We got it. Lightning Rook. This is objectively the best pin in the game. It's so good. It's so
They buffed it. It was already very good on the original, but on the transition to one screen, for some reason they buffed it to SSSSS plus tier. It deals so much damage, it pierces through, goes the entire screen. It can shred these final 2 bosses that we're gonna go through as well very easily. So it's an obvious inclusion into the pin deck.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure in DS like there was an issue with how multi-hits work, so only half the hits like hit, but it was buffed and remixed that multi-hits hit twice as much. So yeah, Lightning Rook is really good. I can't find the words to describe it. It's really just something you'll see. Just look at
I
the health
can-
bar.
I can probably explain it by saying that the boss rush for this version just uses two of them as the main attack force and nothing else.
Yeah, by the way, typically a lot of pins you can only have, a lot of good pins you can only have one of in your pin deck. Not Lightning Rook, you can have two, just like One Stroke Fast Wolf. But again, that's like pin class system, that's a lot of stuff. Anyway, these are the final two fights. This is the penultimate
Вот сейчас
fight. Shiki's back.
осталось две битвы
So this
финальных.
has two HP bars, one where Shiki's your partner and one where Beat's your partner. We don't really care about them. Our true partner is Lightning Rook. We like Lightning Rook. Damn it. So yeah, especially paired with SOS damage, just melts. So yeah, we have to attack its head. Ideally, we attack its head and arms because those are individual.
Этому боссу нужно бить
hurt
по голове и
boxes.
рукам.
But yeah, anyway, so just kind of wait until Lightning Rook recharges and just do other stuff until that happens. This can be kind of annoying. His like colored breath attacks can inflict bad statuses. He also has an orange orb that
Вообще этот
we
босс
don't
может быть
see.
надоедливым, потому что вот эти вот цветные атаки, они навешивают дебафы противные.
In this game. Anyways, yeah, that was that fight. So we are moving on to the final boss battle.
О, сейчас будет
And that is only Neku.
финальный босс.
Co-op is disabled. We'll see. So time is coming up in like a minute and a half-ish. I'll make sure we know. But yeah, so anyway, Joshua's back also. So yeah, Kitaniji's
А вот тут
healed
еще
very
Джошуа
hard,
возвращается.
So Neku is partnerless. But we have Lightning Rook, so we're fine. There are 5 heads of Draco Cantus, all of which have its own hitbox.
И
that we
также
can hit,
сейчас
so
у
we try
Неко
and hit
отнимают всех
multiple
его
at the same
партнеров.
time. This fight can be pretty dangerous. This was bad for me as a kid. Apparently there's a little pocket where it's like a blind spot. He just cannot, only stray shots will hit you, all the big shots will miss. So if we just go right...
Но эта битва сложная, и особенно вот Рана говорит, что когда он ребенком был, это было довольно сложно для него. Но в этом босс-файте есть слепая точка, слепое пятно, где босс не может особо достать героя. Но, к сожалению, ранее попал под атаку.
That move is bad because it takes us hostage and it plays that cutscene, which is bad. Please, okay. Sometimes beats is hard to do. Anyways, because we're doing fusions, that heals us out of SOS, so that's kind of sad.
Ну, там чуть-чуть не повезло, но особо ничего страшного не случилось, кроме того, что он просто потерял время.
Thankfully, so even though it puts us at SOS range, it gives us its own attack boost anyway. Anyways, here's Joshua's fusion. So we're out of fusions. If you don't do the fusion, he'll heal instead. You could consider doing that because if you don't do a fusion, you keep SOS. But I just don't. Typically, it's just a lot riskier, and the last thing I want to do is die. So once the green HP goes down, the screen will flash, and then we'll have to press a button. After I press that button, that's time. So I will do a countdown before time.
Ой, сейчас скоро будет время.
Boss's HP is depleted to 0. So Lightning Rook my way. 3, 2, 1.
И время.
Easy.
GG.
My arm doesn't hurt as bad, thankfully, but yeah. So again, mashing, I was like mashing throughout the entire thing for dialogue. It's rough.
Сколько
If you wanna do this
сейчас
game,
вы
use it
вообще
for your own good. If you are it like me,
на
just
2
fun,
минуты опоздал? Очень хорошо шел раннер, почти. Очень скиллово раннер. Мало марафон лака.
physical
Клапа.
barrier that doesn't need to exist in this game. So please do turbo. Yeah. That's it. There's like 11 minutes of cutscenes that we won't see, so we'll just stick to this screen.
Да, это потому что
Are there any,
умывался
closing
долго.
thoughts?
First off, that was just shy or just over 2 minutes behind.
Поздравляем
world
тех, кто
record, which is
победил на
amazing.
скамочках.
And second place by a long,
Я
long
подарил
shot.
кому-то
Shout out
200
to
своих
Kuro for
пузырей.
amazing execution. I was world-class talent for the World Dance with you. Everyone that has donated and talking about how special this game is for them. I really hope that this showcase, that this opportunity that we got at Games Done Quick, really helped you remember how good this game is and how nice it is. We have a speedrunning Discord in case you want to get on this or on the DS version, or Neo the All Dance with you as well, if you like that. I want to shout out especially Brooke first for the donation earlier, and Nero, second place runner currently, and other possible active runner soon, who is doing commentary on the Japanese stream. Arigato gozaimasu. And I want to shout out everyone who loves this game in general, I guess, again.
Комментаторы рано передают привет всем, кто любит эту игру. Поэтому, если вы любите эту игру, то вам привет.
We got this showcase at such a big marathon. And thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, this was incredible. I'm honored to be able to show this off to everyone. The World Ends With You is just a very special game, just as like an RPG. It has something for everyone. This, like the first game, of course, has weird controls, whether that be the DS version's touchscreen dual screen combat, or this game's Joy-Con controls. But I think like kind of with the game's message, just expand your horizons a bit. Like it's not going to be like every other game you've played. This game is great. Just if you give it a chance and just let yourself get lost in the world. The writing is great. There's a lot of fun with it. There's over 300 pins. You can find your own play style. You do not need to use these pins to win the game. You can win it with pretty much everything.
Аня говорит, что эта игра очень веселая, что эта строта, которая сейчас используется, это не обязательная строта для того, чтобы победить в игре, что можно найти свой стиль, что, в принципе, все пины хорошие.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and that's it for me. Goodbye.
И это был The World Ends